Back to the 2025 Oscar nomination. Everybody ready for this one?
Well, he's gonna introduce.
You want to introduce it? All right, cool.
Hello there.
You ready?
Welcome. Didn't see either. We are in for a very special, intimate evening full of cinema. I wish you guys could see what's going on in the background right now because it's so fun. Welcome back. We got our Oscar special happening right now. Someone's doing flips and tricks, and much like this episode, we'll have a nice cigar, nice brandy, and we'll talk cinema. I'm starting to sound like Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown. Welcome back to the WatchTower Film Podcast, the film review podcast on the Towercast Network by Cinephiles for Cinephiles. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Join us, if you haven't already, on any one of these formats, because we're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So if you're bored of one, just switch over to the other, and it'll be fun. Thank you guys for joining us. This is our very special, very limited, we don't go live very often, Oscars recap engagement. Before I introduce absolutely anything, I'm going to start backwards today. I want to introduce Mr. Eric C.K. Nunez, producer of the pod.
Hello, hello. Thank you for the introduction. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't have my headphones on. I just realized that. And Mr. Austin T. Young, fellow producer, editor, Perspective.
Yeah.
You got nothing to say, big boy?
Sorry, I'm just.
He's locked in
Well,
right now.
you know,
I'm
say so.
wired
You
in.
got something to say?
He's wired in.
Hi.
I'm your humble film servant, Carlos M. de la Torre, offering you writing, directing perspective. We just had the 97th Academy Awards yesterday. I want to introduce my fellow co-host in front of the camera, Mr. Michael DeLo, offering a cinematography perspective. Damn, you almost ate shit over there, buddy. Good job. Cinema!
Cinema!
All right, wait. Woo!
Welcome, sir. Grand entrance.
Oh, first time, long time.
First time, long time indeed. How you doing, buddy?
My elbow hurts.
Thank you for joining me on today's episode.
Wait, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you either. I'm putting my shit on as we speak. All right, we got some people popping in. All right, next, last, but certainly not least, offering the color in this program.
Oh, living in color.
So why'd you give me the face? Offering an acting perspective, our fellow acting connoisseur, Mr. Jean-Eric Gaston.
my
son. Acrobatics on the podcast.
How you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen?
Hashtag
Welcome to
acrobatics.
this Oscars review episode. How you guys doing?
All right.
All right, we're back, ladies and
man.
gentlemen. Thank you
We
guys
gotta
for
get our-
tuning in. We gave you guys a show because
Is
we just
everybody out
had
of
a
breath a little
show, right?
Yes,
Is
sir.
everybody a little out of breath now?
They are.
I know, you just had to like,
Had the cigar.
hey,
I just
how's
had
it
the-
going?
I wish I would have had a little brandy, you know, with the cigar.
Right?
Yeah.
But we're trying to offer a show because we just had a hell of a show. You know, I've been talking to some
my.
people today, and we were obviously talking about it all last night of just the amazing Oscar ceremony we had on both sides of the coin, on
Yes,
the
sir.
awards that were won and how balanced that was, and the actual show itself, the ceremony, the host, the everything, the way the categories were presented, the set design, everything was great. So we're here to talk to you guys about
John
it.
Gon's already here commenting.
John
I
Gong
love that dude,
YouTube.
bro.
All right,
on
my man.
YouTube.
So why doesn't Costa do that on
Mark?
camera for any films?
Oh,
He's
he's
more or less.
Oh, we're still getting set up on our end.
Wow.
Hey, Costa, John Gon
There,
wants to know
there,
why
there.
you don't do that
No,
on.
no.
That's it. That's it.
There.
Hey, there we go.
All right,
Hey,
all right, dope.
Costa,
My fault.
John Gon wants to know why you don't do that on film.
Because I haven't been given the opportunity, dude. I want to
I
do it.
know. Also, I don't think anybody was expecting me to just roll on the floor.
I agree. I don't even know if the camera caught it, buddy. I'm sorry.
Aw.
I'm not quite sure.
It's okay.
if you're
I was a
rolling and-
surprise.
You were. John Gon saying, why doesn't Costumes do that on camera? Thank
waiting
you
for
guys
the
for tuning in.
opportunity, man.
We're seeing Dakota in here.
Dakota
John Gon.
Thomas.
My
just
man,
let them know.
my man Kev.
Yeah,
my man
shout
Kev's
out
in
to
here.
Dakota and the crew of Crawford.
Oh yeah, shout out to the
Yeah,
crew of
look out for
Crawford.
that
Congratulations, guys, on your rap. That's a great feat. Congrats.
It was a great time. Great time.
as one of my favorite news anchors, Robert Olguin.
Bob Olguin.
Oh yeah,
We'll start calling him
and
Bob.
Elizabeth. Yeah,
Bob.
we had a great cast. Great cast.
Great crass.
Great
And
crass.
Alan Bolden was on
Alan,
that
yeah.
as well.
Ladies and
Let's see,
gentlemen, I hope you guys
Chongo
watched
just said
the Oscars.
better to join in on Insta here or on Insta. It's up to you, doggy. I mean, it's all good. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah,
for
we just wanted
your
to really
convenience.
spread it out. See,
Yeah. We're gonna
Wherever's
do
most
some
convenient for
playful
everybody.
banter here before we turn it back around over here because
Ian said
give
he's
some people a
arrived.
chance to come back in. What's up?
Ian said that he has arrived.
Ian has arrived. Vic-
wow.
Thank you for being here.
Yo. Thank you guys for joining in.
Dick a dog.
So, fellas, let's talk about non-Oscars films really quick.
Okay, which one?
Not snubs or anything like that. I like how Gossett always asks his signature question. Any new movies lately? Anything that wasn't Oscars related that you guys were like, this is pretty good, pretty fun, not fun, pretty
Does it have to
square?
be a movie or can it be a series?
Could be a series, I suppose.
I just started watching the Robert De Niro's new.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Where
that's
he's
right.
like a judge.
Yeah,
It's a 6-part series. I'm in the second episode. Definitely not what you think.
Right, yeah?
It's a little bit more drama than thriller.
I have to ask you. People have been questioning. I mean, look, Bob De Niro's never been good at like interviews, shit like that.
Yeah.
But as far as his acting goes, how do you feel he's doing in this kind of latter part of his career?
Well, we all know that for a while, his wife was stealing most of his money. He was spending most of his money. So he was doing a bunch of like weird, dirty grandpa.
Right.
All these weird. But I think this one, he really came back.
Yeah.
I would say, which is the one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Which Killers of the Flower Moon?
Whew, he was one of the best villains.
Fantastic,
So
yeah.
yeah, these last two, I think he's coming back.
But again,
He
I'd
got
argue
a-
that somebody like Marty could bring that out of him, right?
Yeah.
Only Marty can bring that out of
Absolutely.
him. But would you say that like on other shit, right? Like he's doing that mob film where he plays both roles.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I
I feel
just saw
about
the
that
trailer. Yeah.
I don't know how to
But
feel
it's
about that
interesting. I mean, I also think it's really cool to see like De Niro go and explore different roles like that, you know, like playing two characters at the same time and really wanting to see like what he can do in that space.
Sure.
And still at
Yeah,
his
that's
age,
fair.
you
That's
know,
fair.
so.
What have you guys heard of Companion over here?
Companion? What's Companion?
Apparently, it is the latest film that John Gon has watched and adored.
Is it the one with the girl with the weird eyes?
I have no idea.
I don't think I've
I've seen the
heard of it,
poster.
John. I got to tell you. All right, Bones is
Companion.
in here. He said, "Gefilte fish,
Gefilte fish.
gefilte fish,
Wow.
Line. Gefilte fish.
gefilte,
What have I watched?
gefilte."
What have you put on? I know that you're always like you're really good about putting on cinema as a way to just keep yourself involved mentally in like other films, a lot of foreign picks. Like what's the latest endeavor for you?
You know what? Shamefully, I guess not shamefully, but because of how much we've been consuming in terms of like cinema for the
Yeah.
Oscars and stuff like that, I've kind of like strayed away a little bit. I think I popped on like Annie Hall, you know, just kind of as a palate cleanser with Woody Allen's Annie Hall. What?
Me and Woody Allen have beef.
I
feel like
know.
he's just such a generic director.
What?
Like, he doesn't
No,
change the game.
I
Wow.
thought you were going the other
matter
route.
with
No,
you?
he's good.
Hey,
I thought you were talking
Okay,
about his personal
okay.
life.
Have you seen just something I think might click for you like a little more? Have you seen Midnight in Paris?
I have
Okay.
Midnight in Paris, but when it comes down to Woody Allen, I just feel like he just goes for the traditional wide shot, medium,
Well,
close
he does
up,
have-
and that's it. Boom.
But
Like,
his writing and how he gets these actors to deliver dialogue is beautiful.
I've been getting a lot of like Woody Allen clips, and they're just
Yeah.
hilarious. Like
They're
I love,
great.
Yeah, I
But
love.
it's
all
always
of-
him trying to date
the pretty girl.
the pretty
No,
girl.
but
The way younger pretty
I saw
girl.
that clip on the other day where it's like him going up
New
to a
York.
couple, and he's like, "Hey, you two look like
Yeah,
really
it's
happy."
great. It's from Annie Hall.
Yeah, he's like, "You two look really happy. Like, what's your secret?" It's like, "Oh, I'm just very shallow, and like I don't care much about his
It's
opinion."
so
Like,
good.
I think it's very witty. Like I
The
forgot what
intrusive
Komodo.
thoughts thing, you know.
okay.
I forgot what the name of. There's a guy on TikTok right now, but like I think he's called the American Baron, and he's very Woody Allen-esque in his skits and like his literature. Like he just finished publishing a book on like a bunch of short stories, but it's all very Woody Allen-esque in its like approach, and it just I don't know. Like there's a charm to
So
it that
you're
I don't think
wrong.
many can pull off. So I think
Yeah.
it's really cool to
I
see.
think even more for there to be a charm, he's not afraid to push the envelope. This was the 70s, man. Like he was not afraid to be like, I'm gonna talk about some real couple
Yeah,
shit.
that
I'm gonna
for-
talk
that's-
about
yeah.
like some real
I'll give
good
you
shit.
that.
Yeah.
I'll say this, CKs, and then we can kind of transition to the next thing. But I recommend 2 films for you to watch of his that nobody gives a shit about that I really, really think you should watch
Wait, so if nobody gives a shit, why should we?
because they're worth giving a
know
shit
what?
about. They're terrific films that
Those are
everybody
the
just
ones that
oversees.
Yeah, that's called underrated cinema right there.
What? Watch Hannah and Her
Whoa,
Sisters.
Christian Yokomoko Medina.
If you haven't seen Hannah and Her Sisters, Woody Allen's Hannah and Her Sisters, phenomenal film.
Okay.
Great film. And Cafe Society. Cafe Society is my favorite Woody Allen picture. It's
Okay.
so good, and it doesn't have Woody Allen in it. Like it's fellow Oscar nominee Jesse Eisenberg
Oh, shit.
in the lead, and it's just so good, man. I really love that. You should really check that out. It's something special.
I really want to
Disney
give
just has
a
some
rainy
rules
day in
for
New York a
reading?
chance. Like looking at the trailer,
don't.
it kind of hooked me.
It's kind of one of the worst ones. I didn't like it. It was okay. It was
Okay.
That's generic. I'd call that one generic. I screened it recently because come on, Timmy and Selena
yeah.
Gomez and
Elle Fanning.
yeah.
right there.
I mean, it's fun. It's a fun little Hollywood film because it's about movie making and shit. But Cafe Society, dude.
Yoko just asked us if we saw Blue Jasmine.
Yeah, Blue Jasmine's great with Kate
Jasmine.
Blanchett. It's
Okay.
terrific. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Another
I-
one of his like more intimate kind of. It kind of feels like Jason Reitman's.
I love that.
What is it called? With Charlize, young adult. Is it young adult? I think it's called young adult.
Yeah.
I feel like when
Good
it comes
film.
to like that era of filmmaking, I don't really know too much about it. I was a little baby.
I know, but it's, you need it.
Baby.
It's what inspired me to be a filmmaker, dude. That era,
Okay.
like as I call the Juno era,
Yeah.
that Juno indie kind of.
Dude, all right, this
Yeah.
is going to
2000.
create some controversy in this one.
Oh,
I tried, literally earlier, like an hour or two ago, I tried to get into Napoleon Dynamite. I
man.
can't watch it
Tread
without
lightly,
friends.
motherfucker.
I can't watch it without friends, man.
Really, like
What?
just by itself. What is it? Does it feel too?
It feels too
static?
quirky for me. Too
Oh.
quirky. Like I like comedy. Don't get me wrong. Like recently, one of my favorite is
that
Smiling
whole,
Friends.
There's that
It
whole
was at the
notion of
time.
like cringe core, and I feel like is it that it's just kind of uncomfortable to see.
I feel like it was just too quirky. For
What
me, I
about like
guess,
like Fantastic Mr. Fox? Does that hit the level of like?
No,
close
see,
to-
that's-
Fantastic Mr. Fox is a banger.
Yeah,
that
that's
that
good.
one's really really good.
But I feel like the quirkiness in that one is like arguably you could call a parallel. Maybe I think more's going on in that movie and Wes Anderson films,
Yeah.
but it has the same kind of like offbeat tone where you have to wait for characters to speak, and that makes you kind of I don't know.
That's
I think
fair.
it puts the audience in a place where you have to think about what's happening because the characters aren't going to give you a whole lot right away. You have to wait for them to respond to a situation. Like
I think it was great at its time, but you know how nowadays it's like your attention span is short.
Oh, yeah.
That movie is
Yeah.
not for people that have a short attention span.
Oh,
you
you
gotta
just- you just
let
said I
the-
have
the,
brain
the
rot.
joke
Well,
out.
I'll toss this out there. The last 3 films I saw, and then I'll pass it over to whoever wants to go next. But the last 3 films I saw, I was very pleased with. I saw Wim Wenders'
Perfect Days.
Perfect Days.
Perfect days.
Terrific picture. Really good, really good. And it's funny because I only recently saw Paris, Texas for the first time like 2 months ago.
What?
Yeah, I had never seen it.
Dude,
That's great.
how did it make you feel?
Oh, dude, like it was all like very mundane. I mean, that's cool. Like it's interesting. Like okay, he's just this random dude. Does he have memory loss? He's walking around. His brother's looking for him. But when you get to the building, you know, when you get, I mean, the kid stuff's great. It's like it feels like it feels like Paper Moon or something like that, right? With the kid. But
I
then
love
you
Paper Moon.
get to the shit. You know, you get to the window, the glass. Oh man,
And then the
phenomenal.
green light all over, dude.
It's terrific.
Robbie Mueller.
Paris, Texas is
Oh
a
my
classic.
god.
So
Greatest.
Wim Wenders, like, and he did something like that with Perfect Days. It was very interesting. Very, again, mundane, up to the point where it's like, whoa, shit, okay, great.
Uncle Drew.
I saw it on Mubi. It's terrific.
Willa.
So that was one.
Mayer Oaks.
And then I screened The Gorge.
The Gorge.
The Gorge with Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. Good popcorn flick. Pretty impressed. You know, it was fun. Takes an interesting tour. I think you'd really
Which
like
one was
it.
it again?
The
My bad.
Gorge. It's an Apple Plus film.
Gorge.
About like 2 opposing, basically like hired military operatives who like have to keep an eye on a big ass pit in the middle. And
That
apparently it was like this
sounds
government
sold.
operation that like started in the Cold War.
And then they just
and
left
then they
it.
kind of just left it and just
No,
like
no,
secret operation.
Oh, wow.
And
sold.
it's like the East and the West, and it's pretty good, man. Like it's a good little popcorn flick. I was pleased.
And Anya.
Hey, yeah, it's super fun, man. I mean, I don't care. She gets approval. My wife's watching. Hi, babe. She knows I love Anya. Anya can do no wrong.
All right.
No, it's fun because they even pay homages to like Whiplash and Queen's Gambit with the chess and
love Queen's
drumming
Gambit.
with Whiplash and shit. So it's fun. It's a fun little popcorn flick. I
with an
think it's
apple? I don't
Miles
see an
Teller's way of trying to crawl back into the industry.
Yeah.
In a good way, because he just got himself into some trouble and shit.
Yeah.
And then after
What-
Top Gun,
What happened to Teller?
I think he was just saying some offbeat shit. And I
Kept
think,
it in,
I
and
think
then-
he got accused of some shit too.
And Twitter trigger fingers.
Yeah.
He pulled off the Carla Gascon.
Kinda, but more recently, and then he was all drunk at the Super Bowl and shit too.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, he's
Pulled
an
out Kevin
Eagles
Hart.
fan. He's an Eagles fan, but he was hanging out with Bradley Cooper and shit. Like they were all in the circle and they were just drunk off their asses.
Bradley
and shit.
Cooper's a big Eagles fan, so
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Anyways, the Gorge is it's fun. It's super
Gorge.
fun. Go check it out.
That's my son.
Oh look,
Christian saying that
Bones
it's-
just said the Gorge is a good popcorn film.
Yeah.
And Willa Mayer Oaks just
Whoa.
said Paris, Texas.
Willa
is a
Mayer Oaks,
classic.
say Willa. Hello from L.A. Willa's in L.A. From
She's in LA?
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
Paris, Texas
Sick
is a
invite.
classic. Absolutely. The last film I'll talk about, which knocked me for a loop, man. I wasn't expecting to like it this much. It's a film by Alexander Payne called Sideways.
Alexander Payne. What else? What else?
He
has he done
did
with
The
television?
Holdovers, which they'll all love
okay.
so much. He did
yeah.
Downsizing. He's done a lot. He's
Outsizing the
The Holdovers is
I
so
like
good.
that, dude. Yeah, you guys need to watch Sideways. It really blew me away. It was.
Did it knock you sideways?
It's the same actor. It's Paul Giamatti. It's like the first time Paul Giamatti worked with Alexander Payne.
Wait a minute. It's
think
not
Paul-
I'm thinking of the Paul Giamatti one where he's like a wine dealer.
Yeah, that's-
He gives us a bunch of clips to study the dialogue because the
Oh, it's
dialogue's
phenomenal.
super strong.
It's so
Really?
good, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. I wasn't expecting to like it that much. Like the first act was pretty standard. It works you into the world.
I want more for Paul Giamatti. I feel
Yeah.
like he
Okay.
really knows how to explore
Dude,
a character.
Have you
know?
guys seen Rock of Ages? The musical?
Yeah.
With, Tom Cruise?
With Tom Cruise.
I
Paul
never caught
Giamatti. Yo.
I never caught it.
Dude, when it came out, when I was a kid, and we were dragging
So
our
that's
brother.
last year?
Yeah, pretty much. That was 3 days ago.
Yoko said, "I love Sideways. Paul Giamatti is awesome.
Hell,
It's
yeah.
phenomenal. Go
Agreed.
watch Sideways. It's it blew me. Like I said, I didn't think I was gonna like it that much. Like The Holdovers was great. It was a good film of the year, right? And I remember they're all loving it so much, how it makes you feel. But this experience on divorce and marriage and what that how that plays into the equation on trying to meet new people and exploring something you really love and to artists too,
Explaining
because
your
he's-
passion to people.
yeah, because he's a writer who's an unpublished writer, the character. And he's an 8th grade English teacher, who's just trying to make it. So it appeals to the artists in us too.
Yeah.
It's so good. I was really blown away by that film. So
Why do they always keep making Giamatti like a failed professor or teacher of something? You know,
He's
like
got the perfect look for
and
it.
a drunk.
he has the look of everybody's
Yeah.
professor in the 9th grade when they were like, oh, I could have been.
Not for
Famous.
nothing, but in his character in The Holdovers, it's like that the character from Sideways aged and became that character in The Holdovers.
okay,
Yeah.
It's so good.
Every time I think of Paul Giamatti, I always think of him in a vest.
In
I
a
think-
vest?
Like,
All right.
one of those professor vests.
I just think of
I get you.
not liar, Big Fat Liar. When I think Paul Giamatti, I think
Oh,
Big
okay,
Fat
yeah,
Liar.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's my generation, Anyways, those are the last 3 I saw. Sideways was literally the last film I saw before the Oscars, and I just loved it. It's just a terrific picture.
Which ones have you caught up? Or you been
I think I saw Jimmy Neutron. No, I'm kidding.
Shrek.
He left the last episode
No,
I'm watching this.
right before the Oscars, because my parents were like, "Oh, well, we want to catch up on a few of them," and then see be a little bit informed because I think everybody hates when they watch the Oscars or one of these award shows,
Yeah.
and they're like, "I've never heard of any of this," and I was like, "Well, a really good one you
Francis!
should see." Wow. I was like, a really good one you should watch is Conclave. I was really impressed
Yeah.
by that. I feel like you guys would dive into it well.
Good drama.
I knew films like Anora were gonna get a lot of love. But
You
I
knew that? Really? You knew that based on other Oscars years? I didn't.
No,
I was
because
expecting for it to
episode.
walk
No,
away
I
with
only
nothing.
knew it
episode we were-
because I started seeing a lot more love kind of coming out for it, and then also the campaigning that was going into it, and then also with all the controversy and everything else going on,
Yeah.
it just looked like it was gonna at first it felt like a sleeper, and then it felt
Sure.
like the front runner, but I knew my family would be into Conclave, that wouldn't be too edgy or
Sure,
stressful,
sure.
but they really got into it, and then
Into
when
Conclave.
I rewatched it, I remember the cold opening for Conclave,
Yeah.
just with the Pope dying and everything, and all these characters coming in. You're almost thrown for a loop visually because they're all dressed the same. Your eyes kind of don't know where to focus on. You're seeing all these cardinals come in, and they're all
Yeah.
addressing the situation, but they're all very. You don't know who's going to be a main character until like later on in the film. But after like rewatching it and then seeing the same characters come on in again, and the film, it kind of starts on this perfect bookend moment where the 4 primary cardinals that are up for conversation for like the papacy, they're all there at the beginning.
They're also all like the guiltiest.
Yeah.
They're all like the ones with most blame or most drama.
Yeah.
And don't end it. Like I always think about the was the character the African American guy, or I guess he wasn't American. He was from Africa, right?
Yeah, he was from Africa.
I forgot the name of the character, but he seemed the most high and proper, and I know I'm gonna win this.
Yeah,
and I mean,
well, no, everybody had a. That's what I love about that movie is that everybody goes through moments where they think that they're gonna have it, or they think that they have no chance at it, and everybody has like their different moments. Like with originally, it was like. Oh, it's gonna be I forgot the character's name or the actor's name.
Stanley.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, because he's vouching for him, right?
Yeah, at first he's like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna be that," and then later on he's like, "Well, I guess I'm the front runner."
I guess I have to be.
Like I have to be
because
and
of the traditionalism versus progressiveness of the papacy.
Yeah, and then Ralph Fiennes ends up getting votes. He's like, "Wow, I thought you were gonna support me, huh?"
Rafe.
Oh, Rafe Fiennes.
Rafe Fiennes.
No, but
he
Conan
lost.
said that if he doesn't win it, we all get to call him Ralph.
Yeah, you're right. He's
Yeah,
right.
sorry, Rafe Fiennes. Ralphie May.
So okay, so you watch Conclave with your parents. Essentially.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you boiled it down to a sentence.
No,
Like Jesus
I just
Christ.
don't want to talk about like
Yeah,
the
like,
Oscars
I'm
films.
sorry that I can't talk about 5 films that I saw.
Fuck
that were
off! I'm saying because
cinematic
we're,
value.
it's an Oscars film, so we're
Condensed
just
Yeah.
gonna dive into it.
Anyway, for those watching, yes, I watched a movie with my mom after folding clothes.
Did I
Yes,
just watch
your
it
dad- your
Nora
dad
with my
did
mom?
Huh?
dog.
Oh, my dad did
How
watch it with us.
uncomfortable is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
So you saw it with your mom.
and my dad.
Dude, I saw Nora with my mom, bro.
Well, yeah, I believe
Wow.
that. Your mom's
Yeah,
your
your
mom's
mom's
weird,
weird, bro.
I watched Nora with your mom too.
Hold it, bro.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's actually a good segue. The law. I mean,
Mine.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. You know, I thought we were talking about
Summarize.
non-Oscars films because that was the whole fucking point. But
Yeah, that's
thank you
true.
for ruining my bit.
I'll talk about some stuff that I watched.
Yeah, what you watch?
You know,
Wait,
last time you guys were saying that
The
Shrek.
whole point was non-Oscars films, and so we could bridge people in. Whatever.
Oh,
It was good.
It's all good. It's all good. You did good.
Oh, okay.
You did good, kid.
You did good, kid.
All right, go on.
Nah,
What'd you
you know,
watch?
since you guys were like saying that Shrek 2 was better than the first one, hell nah, bro. It is. It just.
did you watch it
deep.
in English or Spanish?
Dude, you can't mess with the original. How the opening scene is so memorable, classic. It's got the Smash Mouth, soundtrack. With this one, it just threw you into everything.
Because you already knew everything
Yeah,
from
what
the
do you- why
first
do you
one.
need to build
That's
up
why I
again?
love the first
Sequel.
one. That's why I love the story because it has these like epic, introductions and stuff. Whereas with this one, it's just
While we're on the
this is
topic,
this new
while we're on the
character.
topic, and we're live. Bones, you're a huge Shrek fan. So what's your take on this? I know obviously
you
you love the
fuck with the
original, but
original?
I think the sequel's better. I like the sequel better.
I
Personally.
give it a try, bro. It doesn't hit the same.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I mean, I went through it.
It's so good. I love Shrek too.
But anyway, the one I really got into,
Uh-huh.
it's a series on Apple, Severance.
Oh, man, I
I've heard
haven't
about
seen it
this.
yet, but yeah.
Is that the Ben Stiller one?
It's the Ben Stiller with
yeah.
Adam Scott, I think, is the main character.
By the way,
Right,
Yoko
and they're just bringing it
agrees.
back, right? Like they did this whole thing in Times Square, or not Times Square,
Well, that's
Union.
like advertising and marketing for
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that is such a... I don't know if you guys know about this. It's
Oh.
about Audis and innies.
Bones says original Shrek is more memorable.
Oh, but Yoko
That's my
agrees
dog.
that the second one's better.
That's my boy, Blue.
Yoko says that the second one is better
Yoko.
than the first,
Do better.
and the animation
Do
got
better.
better.
You leave Yoko alone.
Hot take. Oh, how does everyone out there? What?
Put it on us.
Is he gonna bleep it? Is he gonna bleep it?
Oh, hell yeah.
How does everyone feel? Oh, look, John Gon says Shrek 2 is better too. Fuck you.
Nah, man.
How does
You're
everybody
crazy, bro.
feel
right
about
now.
the teaser and the animation? Everybody's so freaked out with the new
Oh
animation,
my
right?
goodness.
Why mess up with something that's good?
Wait,
You don't like it?
I told you guys, like, I even put it in the group chat.
Yeah.
It feels whitewashed. I
Yeah.
don't know how they did that to Shrek.
I think they want to go more detailed
It
because
looks
now it's
3D.
4K.
Right? It looks more.
Hey,
Like,
say
But
it
no.
again. Say it again.
But
how
no.
does what? Hot.
Wow.
Yo, speaking of bleeping, what they bleep for Kieran
Oh,
Culkin?
I just rewatched the
What was
Oscars
it?
today.
Oh, what was
For Kieran Culkin, it was when he was talking to that other actor, but he said,
Who lost?
"Dude, you were fucking amazing." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to be cursing," and they bleeped out that whole segment because they didn't know how much more he was going to be cursing. But yeah,
That's funny.
Wow.
All right. So Severance.
Yeah, Severance,
And
man.
Shrek.
It's on the second season. We're about in the final episode next week. It's good, man. I don't know if you guys have known anything about it, but it's just,
I know
I've
a
heard
little
good
bit
things,
about
yeah.
it, and my family is hooked on it right now. I just
Yeah.
haven't seen an episode of them because
Isn't it like 3 seasons or something? Like
It's two
barely-
seasons.
Two
It's
seasons.
yeah, but they made one, and then it took a while before they made the second one, right?
Yeah, Ben Stiller didn't think it was gonna take off. It was just like a little passion project during the pandemic, and then it got a following. And I was like, all right, well, let's
That's
do the
awesome.
second season.
Hey, we talk about Walter Mitty in here. I mean, he's a good director, dude. Ben Stiller's a good creative mind. He's just
You know, the first time I ever saw like he directed something was The Ruins.
I've never seen that.
Let me see if I'm correcting that, man.
The Ruins.
Was that one of his first ones? That and it's
I
nothing.
thought it was Walter Mitty. That was like his first thing out. No, that's not true because he did like Zoolander and shit like that, right? He directed
Yeah.
Zoolander.
Did he do
The
Ruins?
Ruins from when? Like what year?
Dude, I might be wrong, bro.
There's one from 08 and it's a horror film.
Yeah, is that Ben Stiller?
Oh wait, nah, he directed way before that.
That's not Ben Stiller.
Oh, okay,
He
no, then I
directed
might
the
be
Ben
wrong. My
Stiller show.
apologies.
He directed the Ben Stiller show. He created that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember
Didn't he
that.
direct Cable Guy?
He did
directed
direct
He
Cable
it.
directed
Guy.
the Cable Guy. Yeah, that was probably his first thing.
My bad. My bad.
Are we betting on this?
I just remember I really liked The Ruins, and I
Yeah,
was like,
I think
Ben
Cable
Stiller
Guy was
did
his
this
first thing, and then maybe Zoolander after that.
shit? My apologies.
We have a couple shorts, TV. Are we talking about just film?
Features.
Features.
Reality Bites.
Ah, Reality Bites.
And then it was Cable Guy.
Cable Guy.
Okay.
But he did do like a couple like music. He did.
Didn't he do like Mystery Men? The one that we.
He did a couple shorts.
Monument Man.
Nah. Mystery Men, the one where.
Ben Stiller show, he did,
Tropic
like, 9
Thunder as
episodes.
well. Yoko
Cable
says
Guy.
He did Tropic
Zoolander.
Thunder?
he did. He directed.
He did.
Well, that's not
His
his best
name's
one. Cable Guy.
Twigman.
I want those hands. You know, I want the Tom Cruise hands for Halloween. That's what I want from Tropic Thunder.
Diet Coke.
I went the Tom Cruise wig for Halloween. That'd be sick.
But yeah, Severance.
Cool,
Severance
Severance.
is yeah.
You guys
That's
watch
everything right
anything non-Oscars related before we switch into the Oscars and never go back?
I watched
So-
Conclave.
Oh, you watched Baby Girl.
I did watch Baby Girl. It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wait, is
I
it
had been hearing
true
about it.
what Conan said about it? It's about a man having trouble giving his wife an orgasm.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like all-encompassing into that one
Do you have that
sentence,
problem too, though?
in a sense.
I'm not married, so I guess not.
Hey, you don't have to be married to give a girl an orgasm, right? Like, is
Yeah, it's
your
not like
girlfriend
you
okay?
Put the ring
She's-
and she fucking-
I would like to thank my family for joining this episode and tuning in.
Oh, Yoko said he saw Challengers.
Oh, good.
Oh, man.
Did you see our
What a
podcast on that, Yoko? What do you
challenging-
think?
Film to get through.
Did you love the ending?
What does the little badge by his name mean?
It says number 2.
I
most
think
liked or
that's what
something.
place he is in a competition.
Yeah, like most likes on a TikTok thing.
Oh,
Oh shit.
okay.
Okay.
Wait,
think
he
I'm
has the
number one.
second most likes on our TikTok?
Giving great.
Giving great.
What is giving
Nice.
great?
See, I'm number 1 because I've just been tapping away
He
at the
was
likes.
number
Wow.
Oh, cool. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
Hey,
wow,
you
wow,
like
wow.
it more, it gets pushed out more.
This is a good point.
Let Yoko get number 1.
Yoko join.
Yeah,
What do you think of our Challengers episode, Yoko? I don't know if you checked it out, but we had a good discussion on Challengers.
Yeah.
It was
We were
the
fighting
Oscar
over the-
snub in our
Over
our
the
book.
ending, we were kind of like conflicted with the ending.
Yeah,
I like the ending
No,
a
you were
lot.
conflicted.
You
with
was
Yeah.
conflicted
Yeah.
with.
Which was,
Yeah,
you
I-
guys,
I
which was
beat
the
What
majority
do you
of
mean,
the
we,
audience.
white man?
You guys were the ones that were wrong. That's what I'm asking.
What do you mean, we, white man? All right. So, anything else non-Oscars related that you guys saw that was?
So I'm a massive chick flick fan. I
Okay,
watched,
I'm sorry.
Fuck yeah.
Did they just whip that high five? Jesus Christ. What's going on back there?
Hey, you got a problem with chick flicks?
Say it to our face.
Yeah, say it with your chest.
Hold on, give me a minute to
So,
just laugh this out.
I made an award-winning chick flick once.
How many chicks do you watch it with?
I
Is
did.
my question.
Just Castro's mom.
So
We did. We,
Oh,
Castro, Castro, I can say this. Castro was the lead of a chick flick, actually.
but he was the chick in the chick flick.
He was the chick in the chick flick. No, but he was the lead of a chick flick. And it was an award-winning chick flick.
Which one?
You know what's
which
funny?
one?
You know what's
Best
funny?
one.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny was a chick flick.
It was the
technically.
best one.
Best one, bro.
Yeah. The chick flick was
To
called
this day.
what was it? A Copenhagen love story about like this girl who falls in love with like a guy
In Copenhagen?
in Copenhagen, but she has like problems like
No,
giving
in
birth.
Miami.
in Atlanta. No, but yeah, she ends up having problems giving birth.
Oh.
They want
Don't
a
we
kid,
all?
but then at that point, honestly, I decided to go to sleep.
You tuned out.
I just logged out. Yeah.
You know what was a good chick
Oh,
flick?
That's the Tower Cat right there, baby.
Maybe it was eons above a chick flick. We Live in Time.
Ooh, we
live in
live in
time.
time. What do you guys think about the fuck the whole Blake Lively.
I never saw the film, so I can't really comment on it.
Which
I don't
one?
know. The
I've
whole,
read about it.
Yeah.
The whole domestic violence film thing.
Look,
that
I've
she
seen
did.
the behind the scenes when they're doing the whole kissing scene on the roof. They look like they're doing their work. I don't see any uncomfortability in there. I think Blake and Ryan Reynolds are in the wrong because they're going after this
Yeah.
independent director that.
Well, it was the actor. No, I thought it was the actor.
No,
I thought it was like her co-star.
It all
was
started
like,
with this rooftop scene that Ryan Reynolds took credit for. And have you read up on this?
I
Yeah,
know
so
nothing about this.
pretty
Like, I
much-
know that there's controversy around it. I just
Well,
The
anyway,
most that I've heard was that basically Blake Lively was calling out the director for like assault or like something like that.
Right.
Like, but basically the guy, there's a lot of evidence.
there's a lot of
proving
text
that-
messages
there's
where
a lot
Blake
of-
Lively's
I-
threatening this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
yo, me and Brian are gods in this industry. So if you want to play right with us, it's like, God damn, you're talking to an independent director. Don't threaten him like that.
Yeah.
Okay, John Gunn says, I'll read the comment that has to do with this before I read your other one, John Gunn. But saw it with my wife. It came off as better than average Lifetime film.
That's pretty good.
And then Yoko said, I saw We Live in Time. I was sobbing at the end. Yeah, same here, dude.
Really?
The chemistry.
Their chemistry's
is
on point. Yeah.
I can't watch movies that have a potential to make me cry. Bro.
Oh man,
Dude,
that's
Lion?
heavy.
Whoo.
Lion's
Without-
phenomenal.
dude. That
We're not
thing-
talking about
I think it's
Oscars
like-
yet, damn it.
John Gunn said the most recent films I saw were The Monkey and Heart Eyes. I didn't see either of those. How
I
were
heard
they?
that Monkey was
Osgood Perkins.
Oh, the one with the explosive shit.
it's with the little monkey that like the
Explodes?
horror one. Yeah.
I saw. Speaking of
interested.
monkeys, that other one, the one about the guy who sings or whatever. I wanted to see that one.
Apparently, that guy's like a massive,
Over
massive
in UK,
name in
yeah.
UK. That's why they were able to get like the 200 plus.
Yeah,
And
$200
everybody's
million
asking the,
budget,
and everybody's
Austin
asking
was
the question that why did he pick a monkey to be portrayed? His
I think it's
his
like a
story.
metaphor for
Yeah.
the whole thing. Yeah, I think it's like a
He even said it.
because like a lot of the people that would dress up monkeys and make them dance to do like gain money and all that. I mean, I think he feels like his fame is essentially that is just he's just
A monkey for show. Or
yeah, a
whatever.
monkey for show, but not a person. And I think it's an interesting choice
Yeah,
to replace
I agree.
yourself
I agree.
with something else and say like this is like how I feel. And
But
you
that's
know,
what turns off a lot of people, though. Why?
I also think that like
they
American
just don't get it,
audience
man.
don't know much about him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
better.
I didn't know much about his music or anything, so I didn't know how to connect with that character and that story.
Yoko said, if you can get into the stuff like Maximum Overdrive and Creep Show.
Okay. Okay.
By the way, that film is
Creep
better,
show.
man. It's
Right
about
on.
Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah,
Williams,
that's the
not
guy.
Robbie.
Like, I've heard of him.
That's what it's about. But they make him like a monkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I did see something else. I watched all the way through that John Mulaney skit with the monkey that goes to space. I did see that. And that was pretty funny.
Hey, while we're on the topic, I did see the SNL 50th. My wife and I saw
Oh,
the
really?
concert, the special, the behind the scenes, the doc that they did for the SNL 50th. It was great, man.
Oh,
It
really?
was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Bro, I love the episode.
That's another one that we all talked about. Saturday night. Yeah.
Jason Reitman's Saturday night. Shout out to Jason.
Haven't
seen it.
It is so freaking good.
what?
Honestly, it's
I
kind
haven't
of
either, man. And I'm
If
embarrassed.
Austin
I'm a
wouldn't have
big
picked
SNL fan.
Challengers, I would have said that was the snub of the year.
Really?
For sure.
yeah.
Especially for cinematography, dude. That
Oh,
thing
okay,
was
what
fucking
about the like,
phenomenal.
originality?
Everything about it was terrific.
Something about it felt as fresh as Birdman.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Inarita
Yeah.
film. Yeah.
Really?
Something about it just felt that fresh. Like it's
Because
just-
You know what? We're
if
going
I'm
to
not
watch it after
mistaken,
the live.
let's do
We're
it.
going to sit down and watch it
down.
after the
I
Oh,
live.
really
okay.
liked it.
I
I
have
mean,
to see it.
aside from like recreating what they did and making this space feel like I knew every corner, then you go to the ice skating scene with Jim Belushi. Oh, dude, it's just so good.
For real.
So
Okay.
good.
And he's in the B costume.
I'm jelly, man. I'm embarrassed.
I'm
I'm
Ensemble.
going to do it the triple axel.
Ensemble cast of the fucking century, man. It was great. John Gunn says, Lion, I saw back when it came out. Second favorite film of 2016 behind Manchester by the Sea.
Manchester by the Sea. This man knows
Also
his
another one I'm
movies.
scared
Yeah,
of
Manchester by
crying.
the Sea was
They do
phenomenal.
it because they don't want to cry.
We talked about
I'll cry
like
guilty.
about
Itch.
doing Manchester by the Sea for the podcast at some point. We haven't done it yet.
Yeah,
Really?
You said you don't want to cry. That's why we haven't done it.
No, I want to cry.
Dude,
It's
That
fucking
one,
heavy, man.
I'm
Now
worried
that, like,
It's so good.
I know this sounds so ridiculous, but
Rain over
being
me.
married and think like we don't have kids, so that's like that takes away the pressure a little bit. But
that we know of.
being married, yeah, being married and like being a homeowner, like and watching that film is fucking scary, dude.
I can imagine.
Like it's like every little thing you do, you're like, did I turn off the stove? Did I fucking leave the house? Like my wife's there. Did we do this? Like it's scary, dude. And it's because of Manchester by the Sea.
Really?
It's a phenomenal
terrific.
film. Like,
That's why I don't have a fireplace in my house, man. I just can't do it.
I thought they just didn't build you one.
Well, you know, I told them not
You
to
know-
because of cinema. You know?
I think it's a really it's a dumb
bridge.
segue.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, it's a bad segue. But like anecdotally, so I can be part of the conversation.
This guy using college words.
No,
man,
I was
tone
gonna
it
say
down, bro.
when we
went to
were getting
Utah.
ready for our last shoot, like the last film, I remember I had to charge up some batteries and some lights and all that, and I just didn't like. I got home late that night. And I didn't have like a spare like outlet, so I remember it's one of those really crappy plugs that has 50 things plugged into it, and it
Like
looks
the
like it's about to
Christmas
start a
story?
fire.
Remember the Christmas
And
story?
yeah, it's like that, but it's
The
in my
Q-tap?
bedroom by the entrance.
No, bro, don't tell me you
And-
have rug in your.
Oh yeah, and then I have carpet, and then I had to plug in 2 more things to get the batteries ready, and then go to bed. And I was like, you know, this is gonna be like if this is how I go, how sad.
He
that
starts hearing
is.
shit like.
Hey, that'd be very fitting for a gaffer. For
Oh,
you
it's
know,
so sad. It's like I'm just charging up a couple of lights, and then my like bed's right here. I'm like, if a fire starts, it's right by the door. So what? I just screwed myself for
No,
nothing.
you get the first warning.
At least if you go with something you love.
Yeah, at least
No.
Oh,
I
what's that thing
know.
on SpongeBob where he lays down and then it's like, all right, and then he just gets back up because he didn't sleep because he's just like nervous or whatever.
Oh, God,
So he's
yes.
just like, all
No,
right,
I
ready
was
for
like-
tomorrow's shoot. All right.
I just remember like laying there and being like, if I allow myself to go to sleep, I'm just accepting whatever that.
I just
like,
wanna
and then
die.
You hear like a spark somewhere, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, it's probably fine.
Just a
Bedtime.
tree bed.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Oscars, ladies and gentlemen. Please comment. What did you guys think about the 97th Academy Awards? Because
The bicentennial annual.
the
The bicentennial.
we're going to talk about everything. I want to kick off, before we get into the actual categories,
You're gonna introduce the people in the room.
no. I want to kick off with the man who introduces the people in the room, Conan O'Brien. I think
A
Conan
breath of
O'Brien
fresh air,
brought
man.
a new life to the Oscars that I really
absolutely.
appreciate. I thought he was phenomenal.
Because he
So-
wasn't
Yeah.
like monotone with like I'm not gonna name other
Name
hosts.
other people. Go for
Well,
it.
I think Jimmy Kimmel was really good, but like
But he's Jimmy Kimmel.
he's Jimmy Kimmel.
He's Jimmy Kimmel.
But I think like other ones like Ricky Gervais.
Well, he didn't do the Oscars, right?
No,
he
no,
did the Globes.
The Globes, right? But you know he's still a host and people liked him. But
Yeah.
I think he sometimes crosses the line, like almost. Yeah, like
Uncomfortably.
and this
I
is an
love it,
award
man.
show, so and I like how Conan kind of like played it risky,
Yeah.
but didn't cross the line.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel like I've heard this analysis of Sacha Baron Cohen that when he
Sacha Baron Conan?
is that what his name is?
Cohen.
I fucked with it,
Cohen.
man.
That like he believes in playing what is it called, like the jester, and by making himself look like the fool, he's able to make other people like kind of loosen up, and
Yeah.
he can be a little bit more subversive about
Well, I mean,
his
he
comedy.
made a whole career out of it, right?
Yeah,
Borat
exactly.
and,
But
you know.
that whole idea of like turning
Ali G.
yourself into like at the very end of it all, I'm gonna
the
be the butt of the
jester.
joke.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that way you guys can just laugh, but we can all laugh at stuff that even if I poke fun at you,
Right.
it's okay.
I-
And
I
I, feel
will
like
say, like-
Conan has that balance.
Exactly.
You know?
He
That's
does,
exactly what I thought.
and I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's a balance that. I think the balance of the gesture is good, but when Conan started having a podcast, I've like avidly listened to his podcast.
Yeah, it's one of the few
Conan
ones-
O'Brien Needs a Friend, and it's not just fun, man, but like it humanizes Conan in a way that his late night show couldn't. Like he's himself, and he has
Yeah.
heart, and he gets to talk about his problems. He gets to talk about, like, for instance, the last episode of the show was literally about the LA fires, and how his assistant Sonia, she lost her house in the fires, and like they talk about that on the podcast. And Conan, again, he's funny because he's Conan,
Yeah.
but he also is like very like, my heart goes out
You're
to
seeing
everybody.
a-
This
yeah,
is what I
different
was
side
seeing in
to
the
it.
city and how I felt about it. And like you didn't really get that side of Conan, and I think that helped give him dimension.
Yeah.
And not just that, but apparently one of the last things I heard is that he was cast in a dramatic film that's coming out this year.
What?
Conan.
Okay.
Not as a lead, as a supporting,
No, but
but
still acting in a-
acting in the dramatic role. And he's like, it was very liberating. Like, I want to do more of that because I was never given a chance to.
Dude, that's one of the greatest things in the world whenever comedians like commit
Yeah.
to an actual dramatic role. Because they have so many, like, they don't have any blocks in their
It's
brain.
like
Yeah.
like comedians. Like comedians are the darkest people on fucking earth because they make light of their problems. They make light of their depression or whatever. You know, like there's something to that. Like,
Yeah,
they're more human than human almost. Like there's something to that. And Conan falls in
I
that
think it's the
category.
fact that like in comedy, there's so much observation about the world around them and critiquing, but knowing how to twist everything that on the positive side, you can make light of everything, but then you can also like really see the worst in everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Kevin James is one of those perfect examples. We all grew up with King and Queens. You know,
Yeah,
he's
King and
just
Queens.
this lovable comedic character.
Bless you.
And I don't know if you've seen, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, he went bald and did a villain character.
Oh,
To me,
I
that's like,
didn't see
holy
that.
shit. Like, I've never seen Kevin
I've heard
James.
about that. Yeah,
I never saw that.
Yeah, he's this mean guy that's trying to kidnap this girl that's, you know, in his property.
I just saw the Boom Chronicles or whatever they were called.
Oh, you hadn't
Those
seen
are
it before?
funny as
Yeah,
hell,
super
bro.
fun.
I saw the one with No Country for Old Men.
yeah.
That was pretty good.
Or the one from The Notebook where it's like, what do you want? It's like just levels.
Just levels.
I just need like ones and
Yeah.
twos. Say your name.
No, it's good, man. It's
But
good.
it's also
I mean,
awesome to
Adam
see that.
Sandler is like, who also was in the Oscars, like with a good bit, was the
Yeah,
perfect
what was
example
that?
of that, right? Of being this comedic force and then doing dramatic roles that would have just been amazing.
We have to talk about Reign Over Me.
Oh, Reign Over Me's phenomenal.
Yeah, we have to talk about that.
Let's go. Cut to Lithgow. Cut to
We're gonna Lithgow this.
Wait, cut.
Speaking of which, we got Bone saying, "I love Conan," and then Jognon saying, "Better than I was expecting. Conan was a funny host without coming off as desperate." I agree.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
Bone says, "Conan Needs a Friend" is one of my favorite podcasts. Absolutely.
I need to watch it more. I've seen a few clips, but I need
And
to
Oh,
watch
no,
it.
no, no, no. We got more comments. Yoko says, it reminds me of the sequence from Thank You for Smoking when they go through the safety exits.
That was when we were talking about Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Got it.
I'll say this to kind of like tie a little bow, at least on my opinion, for Conan.
Yeah.
I think his comedic styling, the idea that he's able to kind of deflect things towards himself a lot, which I love the way that during that middle part when what's the anchor, the person who was like moderating the whole
Nick Offerman.
that whenever he came in, he's like, oh, it's a big first time with a big responsibility for Conan.
First
like,
time hosting the Oscars.
First time hosting anything of importance in his life, you know, or like the way that they opened up the Oscars,
that's
which is
his-
hilarious. Like 3-time watcher of the Oscars, like Conan O'Brien, you know.
Well, no, 4-time viewer or something like that. It's so good.
This is his
Third
4th
time
time
listening.
viewing the Oscars.
By the way, I always think this though, genuinely, even when I listen to this podcast, you and Conan would be best friends. Like,
yeah.
you and Conan would get along.
You
Yeah.
guys would riff off each other so beautifully, bro.
Yeah.
No, I love the way that he was able to deflect off himself enough.
Yeah.
Where, you know, we could all just kind of laugh at the absurdity of him.
Yeah.
The whole I don't waste time bit, which
Oh, it's terrific.
it lingers
It's
on everybody's
terrific.
palate because it's so stupid and so silly.
But I would say that the key word of the 97th Academy Awards is balance.
Yeah.
We had a balanced host because not only was he funny and had heart, like when he's talking about the fires and stuff, but he was also very ballsy. He said some ballsy shit.
Oh no, like the,
You know?
the
But I
whole-
like that he knew where.
Yeah.
Not like Ricky Gervais was just shading on these guys
No,
that were
but
supposed to be.
I feel like Ricky Gervais comes from like the British comedy, like
I love
Jimmy
it.
Carr.
But it
Like
could be
Jimmy
hard.
Carr wants to be the most offensive comedian there
Oh, yeah,
is
Jimmy Carr,
because
yeah.
he's trying to prove a point.
Austin Young says, I'm a 4-time viewer of this podcast.
Wow.
Hope you're a 5-time
Thank you,
viewer, man.
Austin.
No, but
I found out that he's a 4-time viewer of my picks for films.
More like 1.
Okay.
I agree.
Dick.
Like he was ballsy where he needed to be. The opening monologue was terrific.
Yeah.
The opening bit, the whole "I'm not going to waste your time." I mean, everything about Conan was superb, and it was an interesting kind of passing of the torch moment, right? Because you had Billy Crystal come give the Best Picture
Now
Oscar.
that's the main guy
And
that
Billy
should've-
Crystal was the fucking
That's
man,
the- yeah.
dude. Like he still holds the record for hosting the most Oscars, and that's almost like I wish I would have seen him and Conan do something together.
Yeah.
You know, that
He
would have been a
presented something,
good.
no? He's presented something.
Best picture.
Yeah, Best Picture. He was the Best Picture nominees. John Gahn says, I think my favorite bit from him was his shot at Carla Gascon when the Joker 2 producers,
Dude,
Yeah,
I really like the Joker 2 producers.
That
one.
was funny,
fuck,
dude.
yeah.
It's like they lost their house, and that was just the Joker 2 producers.
Yeah.
This is a good bit. Carla Gascon, too, again, ballsy where it needed to be. She decided to show up. She's going to be the butt of some jokes, man. And,
Yeah.
and one of those was like, what was
F-bomb
it?
one.
The F-bomb
Yeah,
was
it was
used
like
489
Honora broke the record for having 143.
No, like 400.
No, it was like
It was 400.
It was like
dude.
400 something.
It was 400 something.
Yes, because like
wild.
Goodfellas and Casino are like in the 200s. Wolf of Wall Street's like in the 300s. It
No,
broke
but-
the record.
For IDEV for this year, I didn't think it like broke the record.
Oh no,
record.
it broke the record.
Oh, really? For
Yeah.
most F-bombs in a film?
438 or some shit like
What?
that.
Yeah. Well, I heard that. Okay, so it was the 400 something. A record previously held by her publicist after
Carla Gascon's publicist.
Yeah, after reviewing her tweets.
And they cut to her.
Yeah, no, right afterwards, she's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
oh,
no,
by
it
the way,
didn't
she's
break
in
the
the
record.
audience.
It didn't.
It's like
In the list.
80 short of Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh shit.
And about 70 short from Uncut Gems.
'Cause it
What was
just
the number, though?
It was the most of the year.
So like Wolf of Wall Street was 569. Uncut Gems is 560. And then Anora's 479.
479.
John Gunn says probably
Too bad it
because
wasn't
it's the last
469.
time she'll be invited. I don't know about that, man. She's a good actress. She might do something.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a weird wind. Something that we talked about when we were watching the Oscars, like at least in retrospect, is that it's really nice to see that they're getting away from the political picks of the year. Because there was a lot of good political films, but even the films like Nickel Boys, it didn't harp on anything enough where you felt like you couldn't engage with the story without feeling.
Right. I think just maybe in documentaries they went the kind of the more political route where you almost needed
deserved.
to. Right,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, documentaries are meant to highlight like serious topics and subjects, and I mean the documentary picture that won this year.
The Gaza.
Yeah, all I know is that it was a partnership film between the Palestinian and Israel, protesters or so.
Wow.
So that film was made to
Powerful.
highlight,
Powerful.
two countries trying to come together for a single goal. you know?
Yoko says rather they were actually trying to get Purple to go to the theaters more. People
Oh, yeah.
to get. It says Purple.
No, it's purple. Don't
to
correct
get people to go to the theaters. I agree. That's like my biggest point of the night, Yoko. We'll get to that, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
John Gunn said maybe. Maybe, but she'll probably be invited in a year or two before Will Smith.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I think that what I was trying to get at with the whole political thing is that I think we're still trying to say that there's certain actions that should not be allowed. For the Oscar community, and you can't just be like absolved of your actions if you get nominated. Like you have to like atone for your sins, I guess. But we're also not harping on it to the point where people can't do a good performance and we can't talk about that.
Exactly. I mean, it would have been different. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there is an extreme of that spectrum that is unforgivable. Bringing up people like Weinstein, right? Weinstein will never, ever be celebrated in this industry again, ever. And most certainly won't ever come to the Oscars again. You know what I mean? Like, there is a end of that spectrum where it's unforgivable. But something like Carla Gascon, again, we talked about this in our last episode where it's like, it was 13 years ago, bro. Like, it was
Exactly.
And people
can
come out
change.
to apologize and everything. And again, it's to say that your actions aren't good then and there. But I mean, she still was nominated because we're talking about a performance in a film, something that's going to have merit and be talked about beyond her, more about that film itself. I mean, that's why even in the nominations for makeup and hairstyling, they show the transformation she had to go through to go back into being,
I agree with that.
a man.
While we're on the topic, on the topic, I do want to bring up while we're on the controversy side of things, I guess. Do you guys see the backlash that Zoe Saldana got when she was in the press conference at the end?
No.
So the press conference, a Mexican reporter said, in Spanish, asked her like, "How do you feel about the Mexicans who were heartbroken because of this film? Because this was a film that the heart of the film is Mexico, and you guys broke a lot of Mexicans' hearts because of how you made this film and why you made it." And Zoe Saldana, holding her Oscar in hand, was like, "I'm sorry for those who got offended and Mexican people who felt offended." And then she kind of flipped the switch and was like, "I'm going to be apologetic, but I'm also going to give you my take." And was like, "I'm also sorry that you feel that way because first of all, the center of the film is not Mexico. The film's not about Mexico. The film is about a character with a universal problem that she's like, the character could have been Russian. They could have been Dominican. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where they are. It matters that it's a universal story that we're trying to tell, and we told it from the heart, and that's what counts." She's like, "So I'm sorry for the people we might have offended, But I'm not regretting telling the story the way we
I
told
hate
it.
the word offended. Like, if you get offended, good.
Yeah.
You should feel it if you do, but don't shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But that was
But
at a
anyway-
conference where she has her Oscars celebrating,
Can
bro.
we talk about this? I caught this little clip.
Yeah.
This little cringy moment where El Mal, the song, won best song.
It won best song.
When
Best
they
original
started
song.
singing,
Who?
the two guys.
Oh yeah.
It just felt weird.
I mean, the writers, right? The writers of the song? Or?
Yeah, well, I don't know the ones that were like
Yeah,
singing.
they were singing the song that they like made, and I
And,
mean,
then, and even like what the guy was like.
So-
all right, so you guys can finish or we?
It seems like we have lost TikTok and now we're back. So
Oh, man.
Thank you guys for sticking around and joining again.
I know that one.
Sorry
and-
for the technical
so John
difficulties.
Gunn would like to comment that he hated Emilia Perez,
That makes
but he will
those
say
of
that
us.
Gascon's performances was the least of his problems with the film. You know.
Go to our Oscars episode. Like,
Go to our Oscars episode, but also like I will say that this year, I don't know if it's more than most. I think we have the conversation of every Oscars before the Oscars come. We want to try to watch all the Best Picture nominees because it's good to feel like you're part of the conversation. It's good to see what people that we admire, where they're at, and like what they're doing with filmmaking. And you know, we don't throw shade if we don't watch a film. We're just like, oh, I really like this one, but I didn't see the other ones. But it was really interesting that this year, maybe it's a social media generation, but it was so divisive that on a bunch of films that people didn't see, they were like, why did that get awarded? Why did this get awarded? Me and Austin were talking about earlier that he says he went on X, formerly known as Twitter, and
No, it's called Twitter.
hey, Franny.
Hey,
Speaking of people who don't watch
Krampus.
the movies.
Damn, right off the bat.
No,
They
but
watch
like
them in Haiti though.
Yeah.
a lot of people like will go out and throw so much shade to a film.
They'll go out of
and-
their way, dude. They'll go out of their
Yeah,
way to
and-
like knock a film down.
And I had to have the conversation like recently with Meg and you know, because there's a question like, oh, so you loved Emilia Perez. It's the best thing ever. And I was telling her, I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that it's my favorite pick of the year, but I am saying this. If I ever do DP work for a film or, you know, like you direct a film or we all work on a film together and it gets up there, has a theater release and everything. And people start bashing it, watching one or two clips and don't have any regard for the rest of it. Like,
I agree.
It would tear me apart, dude. It would feel like, oh man, I spent all of my energy to create something that I wanted to share with the world, and people gave it 5 seconds and
Just 'cause of
disregarded
low
it.
content.
And especially like I'll
That's
say
not
this:
fair.
process and training for the choreography and for everything. And I think all the actors in that film felt like I put myself through a lot just to get this film done.
But
When
doesn't mean
you
that it was
finally
good.
understand.
No, no,
thing-
no,
one
no,
thing
no,
though-
no,
Understand
no.
your whole.
Hold on.
I'm
While we're on the musical topic, you finally understand what Damien Chazelle was trying to say with La La Land. Not because La La Land's a good musical, but because what Sebastian is alluding to, a dying art form that people aren't paying attention to that should be reverenced, which is jazz. That's Chazelle as a storyteller, a musical director saying, dude, it's dying on a vine. Like, we really need you guys to wake up and pay attention. Musicals are dying. Good musicals are dying.
Wait, where are you going with this? You're
That,
saying- but
that Emilia Perez, at its bare minimum, had merit to be at the Oscars.
Yes.
no.
Yes, it did. Of course it did.
bro.
And then it won 2 Oscars. I mean,
I mean, obviously, it's a topic that's right now in the news.
No, it's
What
not even
topic?
that. No one's talking about Mexican cartel members
no,
going
The whole
trends.
transition.
they're not.
No, the transition, the whole thing. It's
No one's
cool that
talking about that.
Well,
one
that's-
thing
that's
that I feel like is like a very important thing though as a storyteller is the stories that you create, the ones that have so much depth are the most intimate because those are usually the ones that you come from your own life. But it feels like these people coming over and just creating a new story with research though, I will respect it because I mean the film, we've all seen it, I hope. And it is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Solid's a good word.
solid. Yeah,
it's
like
a movie.
for me like a solid 7.9, you know.
Solid. Again,
Yeah.
but at least you understand that, like, look,
but-
I'll say it, and I know Frances is here and she's going to get mad. That's
Like,
fine.
you can polish a turd, but
You
still
look,
do shit.
you're gonna talk so much shit about something like Emilia Perez when Wicked did not deserve to be there other than for like production design.
Yeah.
It didn't deserve to be in the Oscars
What do
race.
you
It just
mean?
that's a
didn't
hot
deserve
take,
to
yeah.
be
When I
there.
think of the Oscars,
hold on. What was
that's
that?
the
What was
perfect production that I think of.
What was that?
I don't want to speak because you're gonna
Just
blur
go
me.
ahead. Say it again. Say it again.
I believe that
Say what your chest.
Amelia Pettit. Nah, I believe that Wicked is.
Wow. I completely
Did it
agree and disagree.
deserve to be there versus Amelia Perez? Look, this is a good this is a great conversation because it's,
It's a
two
real
musicals.
conversation.
Two musicals nominated for Best Picture. Wicked got what? Maybe 8 nominations?
10.
10. So 10 nominations. The 2 most nominated films of the year are musicals. You know how happy that makes me?
That is,
Hell
yeah,
okay.
that is cool.
First of all, let's just start there. Let's celebrate that
Yeah,
because
musical
it doesn't-
fans will look at that and say, hell yeah.
we can
Yeah.
celebrate it, but
It doesn't
goes-
happen.
It doesn't go as further than that.
Well, it
But
did. It didn't.
With Wicked, it
They
did.
didn't
goodness.
win. This is why. Look, this is why. This is good because we were talking
care
about
if
the,
it's hard
the
work.
Oscars preview episode where you were saying, and you had a very good point, Gossard, because this is where the industry is now. You're saying you can buy an Oscar. No, you can buy an Oscar nomination. But at the end of the day, Emilia Perez only won 2 of the 13 Oscars it was nominated for. Wicked only won the technical ones, and not
Yeah.
even all of them. It won production design
And costume.
and costuming.
That's why I
That's
feel
cool.
like that's the celebration of it. It was
I
never
call that.
it was never gonna win Best Picture.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it did deserve to get not like at least celebrated for costume.
Yeah.
For which I believe production design. Did it win production design?
It did.
It did.
And then
production
Emilia
design.
Perez won for international and song,
No,
right?
no. It won for Best Supporting Actress for Zoe Saldana
Sorry,
and
yeah.
Best Original Song.
Best for El
Yeah,
Mar.
because I'm still here. One best foreign.
But see,
Yeah.
that tells
Dude,
you a
that
lot.
felt very
Out
relieving.
of 13, they only won 2.
Exactly.
No,
that's what I'm
but-
saying.
but-
No, but that's my point.
Yeah.
My point is,
Hold on.
it deserved
How many noms did Irishman get?
13.
13.
But
How
look-
many did it win?
None.
That happens all the time, Castro.
That's another thing though.
But
Look,
Irishman, you can.
it won Best Song, but another massive thing that was going on with the songwriting is that they wrote the lyrics in French and then they literally just translated it to Spanish. But
Well, hold on.
that's
hold
why
on.
a lot of the times it kind of feels a little iffy.
Really quick on Instagram, we're getting
Yoko.
shout out Limon, everybody
Hey.
who's joined. El Paso Film Festival's in here. What's up,
Hey.
Tocayo?
Hey, what's up,
What's this say, Chrissy?
It's Yoko.
Oh, it's okay. I know how you feel. I'm one of the guys that actually like Joker too.
Hey, compared to Emilia Perez,
It's okay to be
Joker
wrong,
is a
Yoko.
masterpiece, bro.
Nah,
Fuck yeah,
Wicked
Yoko.
was good. The library scene alone was. Everybody's talking about this
Yeah.
library scene. It was
Dude.
not that
No.
good.
I said the library
Huh.
scene was only good for production design. Like that.
Yeah,
It was
it's-
cool. It
John
was cool
Eric's
looking. Like
culture.
I,
John
I,
Eric's
Hatred
culture.
in these guys.
Exactly.
No, but
It's kind of lame.
You know?
but here's
When
the
you
thing.
think of the Oscars, you think Wicked production.
Dude,
Come on.
no,
how-
you think of Nora. And it
How do
won.
you guys like
No, you do not
love
think
La
of
La
Nora.
Land but hate Wicked? That's like they're so
No.
very
No,
close.
you don't
No,
think-
close.
But
no,
let's
it's
just put it
because-
this way. Let's just put it this way. We've seen it before. What Wicked did not
Fine,
do
fine.
anything original. It just didn't.
But it was
That's
a great
exactly
song,
what I feel
great
like with La
singing,
La
great
Land.
production. Huh?
That's exactly what I feel about
Almost
La La
there.
Land. It didn't do anything original, but like Wicked, it did it best. It did it to its fullest.
But at
Yes.
least
You know?
La La Land was grounded in something great, something real. You know, Wicked was
The
Wicked.
Wicked Witch of the West.
Look, let's make no mistake. This is the last thing I'll say because the Law's got something to say.
Wicked
The Law's got something to say. I want to pass it over to him. Last thing I'll say about Wicked. Wicked, and I'm going to repeat myself. I said this in the Oscars previous episode. Wicked was intended to make money. That's the only reason Wicked as a
I'm
feature
about that
film was
life,
made.
baby.
But
It was made to make money.
in order
I'm
to make
about
money,
that
you
life.
got to make a good movie.
No, you don't.
Which
Oh,
is what it is.
no, you
Which is what
don't.
it is. Which is what
You
it
can
is.
make shitty movies that make money, son. That's the
Yeah,
industry
Emilia
we're
Perez
in.
is a good example.
What you got to say, homie?
We're gonna be here all night
Home
if we talk
skillet,
about
come
that.
in.
Home Skillet, come on, man. Crack a neck and knowledge on us.
So moving on, what a great win for Kieran Culkin.
Is that where we're
for
starting?
A
We're starting
Real
with
Pain.
categories.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
He's
outfits?
gonna have another kid in 9 months.
There he goes.
Oh,
That's
damn.
it. No, the third and fourth, right?
Imagine telling your child like, "Hey, you were conceived the night I
Yeah.
won the Oscars."
Bro.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
you know, babe, you paying attention? You paying attention, babe? Asaph, what up, Asaph?
Speaking
Appreciate you joining.
Speaking of boning at the Oscars, do you want to talk about our logo, Carlos?
Oh, right.
you had a lot
I'm
of
sorry, I
opinions.
haven't seen it anywhere here. That's why I forgot about
yeah,
it. but-
look at it. Look at it.
Yeah.
So-
This is how the,
So,
how the
so I
Oscars
walk
got
into the
boned.
studio,
Yeah,
and
and
then everybody's working hard. Austin's
it's
doing
above
some-
you guys. It's above you guys.
Oh, like here?
Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
it's right,
This-
it's
on Instagram it is anyways, right? Anyway, I walk into the studio and I'm feeling good. Everybody's working. Deval's working on cameras. Austin's working on the
Austin shit.
behind the scenes to make sure that the stream's gonna run shit. He's working on Austin shit.
Yeah.
And then CK's working hard on Photoshop,
A graphic.
creating a logo for our overlay for Instagram.
I
And
love
then
it.
I'm like sitting there, he finishes it, and I'm like, Yo, like, it's
Why is
one
it
of
so-
two things. Why is it so sexual? Why does the logo look like one of two things? Like the tower has a boner, and it's bigger than his body for some reason, or that he's just like annoying it, and it's like reverse doggy style.
No, dude, it's not like looking at it right now. Like it's not bigger than him. It's camera angle.
It's forced perspective.
It's like a low angle looking up.
Hey, or is the Oscar giving the tower logo a lap dance?
I like that. Let's say it was
Go
intentional.
Nora.
Exactly.
Let's say that was
It was all
Like
planned. It was
little
all
baby
planned. I
toes.
swear.
I love it. Okay, I'm missing a couple of comments. All right, let's go back. Let's go back really quick. I saw it. Go read my review on the film because I actually saw the film. I didn't want to hate it. LMFAO.
No.
No. Let me finish reading the comments. John Gunn keeps saying, I'd say more about Emilia Perez, but I have too much to say. So here's my link to my review. Okay, dude.
Thanks, dude.
It's just shameless promotion. Wicked was a unique idea back when it was a musical.
Which of these, bro?
It's the Wicked. The whole concept of taking the villain's POV was innovative. No, it wasn't, dude. That's been done before.
No, but you know what I
love?
love how
That was cool.
Conan. I love how
liked it.
Conan summarized it. He was like, "Have you ever watched The Wizard of Oz and thought, hey, I wonder where all the B characters went to college?" Like to me, that kind of summarized my feelings on
that's
Wicked.
good writing,
I'll
too.
say this. I'll say this as a neutral view. I think
He ain't nothing but neutral, bro.
No. I think Wicked was good. My mom, who went to go watch the play and then went to watch the movie, she says, I felt like the play had too much going on, but the movie consolidated everything in a really nice, grounded way. And she's excited to see where it's going to go for the next part. I think for that, it's good. I think for the design work and all the money that they had, and I mean, they were able to make something really, really
They
grandiose.
better rectify that fucking bookend, dude. I'm just saying that opening was like supposed to grab you, and it grabs you, and it's like, yo, you killed her. What the fuck? They're celebrating that you killed this bitch. Like, what's going on? And then wait for part two. Like, fuck off.
It's really like. Again, I think for the fact that the movie feels like such a. It feels like a Disney flick.
It does.
Like a high production
I was gonna say
value
My Little
Disney
Pony
flick.
or whatever, but you know,
Yeah.
it's just like
bad about that.
No, because it's this high schooly drama with a bunch of high schooly drama songs on being popular and all this junk. And then it dabbles into the categories of like, oh, there's like racism against talking animals. And what are we going to do about that? And then, I mean, she gives like monkeys wings and it's a good and bad thing.
It's
like,
good. It's
the
a good
story's
concept.
fine.
Yes, the story.
And the songs are strong and the performances on the songs are strong. But
all ideas from 20 years ago.
The song "Popular"
They
was
are.
an absolute
Dude,
banger.
they are. The songs, the story, the book, everything. It's from 20 years ago. What about it is new or original?
yeah,
So,
why
Nothing.
These easily could be put in the category of like the live action musical Disney remakes. Like, you know, like.
Yeah, dude. Genuinely, I dig that. I'm with
Yeah.
that thought. For
Okay, how
sure.
about this? Which one was better, Wicked or Emilia Perez?
Emilia Perez.
For me, for my money,
No,
Emilia
don't
Perez.
you dare! Oh my God, Carlos!
It is.
Carlos.
It just is.
I know we're here talking
No.
in front of the camera, and you're supposed to say the right thing.
That's not the right thing to
Say
say.
what's
Most
in your
people
heart.
disagree with us.
No.
Most people in the comments are disagreeing with us.
No, and you know what? I'll say this. Like for
No way somebody like
for Emilia
is so
Perez,
wicked.
for Emilia Perez, the reason I want to give that one more. What? Oh, John Gunn's about to go
Gunn's
off.
is going off.
Yeah, no, I like how at first he's like, "Here's a link."
No,
wait,
keep it coming.
hold my poodle. You know,
coming.
I got
Keep it
this.
coming, keep it coming.
No, but
Yeah.
the IP was created,
Yes.
so they have a strong foundation to go off of.
Preach.
Yeah.
fuck
For
with that.
Emilia Perez, it's doing what we appreciate about filmmaking and the Oscars.
Yes.
It's these people who are making
done
films.
horribly.
No, wait. It's making films that are going to be innovative, talk about stories we haven't heard before, give us a unique perspective, and use all the tools of filmmaking to give you
Preach.
But
like
the
a
budget
final
for Emilia
experience.
didn't succeed.
I know it
just
was a
think
Netflix film, but what was the
Selena
budget
Gomez
for
a
Emilia
horrible
Perez?
casting.
Okay.
Horrible casting.
Yeah, and she won an Academy Award.
So what?
Zoe Saldana did great. I've been telling you
I'm
this.
not having you about Soy.
Right.
Selena was the one that just
That's
took,
fine.
Took
We're not
that
talking
part.
about
No,
Selena.
no.
She was even nominated. She's not in this conversation.
We've talked about other films that the performances aren't as strong.
Right.
I think more. Yes.
Budget was 20 mil.
20 mil for a musical.
To me, I
man.
guess I'm just kind of
1/10
doubting that.
of the budget of Wicked. Okay.
and had so much more to
And it had
say.
so much more to say.
It had so much more to explore and say, and even the whole I love what you brought up about the controversy.
We've
where
never seen a musical talk about these weird topics and going into the whole Mexican thing. It still was horrible.
No, but the whole idea of it having a universal theme, this idea of transition, can you escape your past? Like I feel like if you got past all the
penis, vagina,
if you get past all the TikTok clips and other people's opinions on those 40-second clips.
Yo, we're all filmmakers. We're all cinephiles. Let's just talk about one thing really quickly.
And then we're going to go on to Culkin. Promise?
Yeah, I promise. Let's just yes, I promise. I'm with you. I'm digging. I'm with it. Promise. No, look. We're that's the beauty of a live stream. It's like I don't know if you guys saw the new
come on.
The new Joe Rogan podcast with Bill Murray.
I'm not backing out.
Just stop. Dude. You're bumming everybody out. Bill Murray's like, this is a podcast, so it could just go endlessly, right? That's the beauty of the live. We'll just fuck it, whatever. But what I want to say about Amelia Bettis is this. Let's just focus. Let's just bring it down back here, right? Because we could talk about the choreography, the originality of the song. Somebody pointed out to me, shout out to Oscar, which I thought was a phenomenal point. If you're Mexican, you know about Mexican 90s pop music and how Amelia Bettis was basically emulating that for all of their song choices.
Yeah.
Great choice. Whatever. Let's throw all that to the side.
Please.
The scene in the diner where she feels like as the lawyer, as this new, I got paid, I'm traveling, I'm exploring my life, I'm at dinner with people I've met, and then she appeared. That scene, cinematically, fucking works. Everything about that scene works. The sweeping shots to see the grandiose nature of where they're at in Europe. And the bringing the lights down to really give this person a spotlight in this moment.
And the lights go down.
Yes.
And the tone of Amelia Bettis changes.
Yes.
Where it sounds very reminiscent of the male version of herself.
That's the line.
And okay.
Bingo.
John Gon brings up a point. So I'm not going to read everything. I'm sorry. But I was just reading it.
That just comes out of you. That's what they're talking about.
No, I'm gonna read part of it. So he says that the premise is extremely contrived. That there's a better way to explore the gender inequalities in Mexico, and I understand that you're looking at it from that lens because I think that's what pisses a lot of people off. Is that how are we gonna use this as a frame of reference for Mexican culture and all that when it's a French director? No, but hear me out. Yeah. But okay, 30 seconds.
This is the law right now.
I read all that. I'm happy for you, though. We're sorry that happened.
Pretty great.
So 30 seconds. Wall of peace. He's talking about, there's this weak analysis of gender inequality and there's more that it could have said and a better execution. And I've heard a lot of people say that this is it's talking about Mexico, but it comes from a French director and fuck that. And then Selena Gomez and everything. I feel like if you're focusing on all those details, you're focusing on all these lenses to view it. I mean, we could view Amelia Bettis.
Finish that. That's why I watch movies. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying we could view Amelia Bettis as the worst animated film of all time because there's no animation. You can put on a bad lens and then
that's actually a really great way of putting it.
Yeah, but you have to judge it for what it's trying to do and what it's trying to be. And I think it's communicating.
Not trying to be a Mexican film about the cartel. It's not trying to showcase Mexico in any way, shape, or form.
It's trying to be, but that's
negatively
the
or positively. It's using a.
Stop it.
It's using a.
Isn't that the backstory?
What?
What you just said.
What about it?
That it's a Mexican film about the cartel?
Yeah. Look, dude, I've said this millions of times, especially on this podcast.
Just happen to be that
cinema is more than plot. Cinema is more than plot.
It's communicating the story of.
What the fuck am I watching movies for?
No.
Well, you watch it for the plot.
No, if you watch it for that,
I watch it for the entertainment.
If you watch it for that surface,
okay, well,
no, it's because okay. If you watch it for the surface, then the surface feels like, it's supposed to be about Mexican people and it's supposed to be about Mexican culture. But no, the key point of Amelia Perez, and it's solidified in the scene with the doctor, which I know everybody shits on, is when he says, I could make a man look like a woman, or I could make a woman into a man. I could change a wolf into something else. But it's always going to be a wolf underneath, and it's always going to be a man underneath and all that.
Can you find the wolf in this picture?
And the whole question is
something about that. John Gunn just said something about that.
The whole question is, I could change everything about your physical appearance. I could change your location, where you live and everything. But can I really take the core person away? Can I really change that? And that is the question of the film that connects on the human level that affects everybody. Can a person really change?
Do you think it was a good choice to do it in a musical?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Because like a good musical, it's not like animation. That's my argument. A good musical is not like animation, where the rule of animation is this story can only be told in an animated fashion. A musical will work without the music. It has to. It has to work without being a musical. At its most foundational level, it has to work. What does the music do for a film? The music in a musical heightens the sense of reality. I've said it a million times. That's what Emilia Perez is doing. It's saying, hey, these emotions that these people who are hard to humanize, we're going to go ahead and raise them. We're going to raise them to show you just where they're at mentally, emotionally. Mm-hmm. And physically, right? This is a very physical film in that sense. Sure. And I'll point out, because John Gunn just said this comment. He said, I didn't care for that scene because in the previous scene, Emilia Perez ditched her family for 4 years and suddenly the film cuts to... Yes, but you're raising these stakes, and the stakes are not this action-packed, my kids are in danger. No, the stakes are, I miss my kids.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see them grow up. I made a fucking mistake. How can I get my kids back?
Because even though...
I feel like what John Gunn is getting at is that it just happens so fast. The turnaround is just from one moment to the next. Yeah. And there's not really any time for it to boil. It just goes from cold water to hot.
I've never...
Executive decision. And much like the fast turnaround, we're going to turn back to the Oscars. This 97th annual Oscars.
Hey, I'm going to take a second and turn and talk to them, because nobody in this fucking room watched The Real Pain, and we can't talk about Kieran, okay? But I can talk to you guys. Did anybody out there watch A Real Pain? I know my wife did. She watched it with me.
I'm sorry about that.
I started it.
Oh, God.
How dare you? I started it. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't say that.
Like, why? What? You didn't dig it?
Yeah, what happened?
Dude, I was...
shit.
Low-key, I was fucking tired
Then
that
why
day.
put it on?
I thought I was fucking
why put it
baked,
on?
I
bro.
was fucking cooked, dude. I was drooling and shit.
Dude,
Nah.
don't you know that when you know you're about to fall asleep,
checked
you don't put something that you want to watch?
Oh, I did that with Birdman.
Dude, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
gosh. We
I
missed
do
so
that.
many comments, guys.
I tried to do that with
put something
Napoleon
else.
Dynamite.
Little Badger
some rain
says, is there an
sounds,
article about the Oscars on Michael's shirt? What is Castro's phone number? I need to teach him about cinema.
Who is that?
This guy's spinning
then
facts.
does
though.
Carlos
The
promise?
number one,
What
the
does
number
that
one
mean?
like.
Oh,
Whoever this guy is, this guy's spinning facts.
Because of the pinky or what?
Oh, that little badger fucker.
Little badger fucker. He's a badger fucker, all right.
Okay.
But Kieran Culkin, anybody out there? Anybody? A Real Pain?
No,
Anybody?
just
Nobody?
give us a brief.
fuck
I mean, I kind of want to go to the rest
We
of the
didn't even
Oscars.
talk about it. You're right.
Yeah, but give us a brief thing. Like, I mean, I knew that you were saying, oh, he was definitely going to win. So,
Kieran Culkin stars or co-stars in a film with Jesse Eisenberg, which Jesse Eisenberg wrote and directed and starred in, called
wow,
A
I
Real
didn't know
Pain. And it's about two cousins who grew up together under kind of the guise of under the household of the grandmother, basically, who was a Polish immigrant that was, raised her family in the States, and they were a part of that. Basically, what happens is they kind of lose touch with each other. The grandmother passes away, and they kind of reconnect and say, hey, let's go back to our grandmother's homeland, and we'll make a trip out of it. We'll connect. We haven't seen each other in so much time.
Road trip film. I
And
like that.
it's kind of a road film, but it's grounded in some heavy topics. I mean, it's grounded in talk about them being Jews, visiting Poland, and visiting concentration camps because of their heritage.
Yeah.
And there's a great scene that they actually showed during the Oscars, which is it's a really, really introspective scene. Especially, I would assume, especially if you're Jewish, that they're on the train heading towards the concentration camp, like a train, and they're sitting first class. And Kieran Culkin's character is a guy who's, aside from being very eclectic and kind of quirky, he feels deeply. He's a very intense hippie kind of character. Okay. And he's on the train having a panic attack, and he's like, we shouldn't be on this, dude. We're in first class on a train. These were probably the same tracks that they used to transport our ancestors. And and everybody's just like, yo, just calm the fuck down. Especially Jesse Eisenberg's character, who's like, dude, you're an asshole. Like, whatever, sit down. You're freaking everybody out. Like, don't be that asshole. And
Jesus.
and it's a great scene, but then you my favorite scene of the entire film is they're having Kieran Culkin's character deals with it by smoking weed and drinking and just trying to escape. But he's kind of a loser. He sleeps on his grandma's couch. You know, that's kind of his character. Jesse Eisenberg has a kid, or his character has a kid. He's more developed. He has a career. You know, that's the kind of the juxtaposition of these two characters. But they're at dinner, and mind you, they're with a tour group. That's what the film is. They're traveling with a tour group to get these different locations. And they're at dinner, and Kieran Culkin's character is like rudely, like, because he's depressed after this train ride and trying to figure out what he's doing here. And he like burps loudly, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go take a piss." And then he goes and takes a piss, and Eisenberg's character is just like, "I'm sorry," because they fight. They kind of have a bit of a rough argument at the dinner table about him being a lazy dude who his grandma like didn't believe in and that type of shit. And it's very intense. And he goes and takes a piss, and everybody's like, man, he feels very deeply. He's a very depressed person, very disturbed. And he's like, no, he just wants fucking attention. And I mean, it's just so great. It's the screenwriter. I'm so happy that it was nominated for Best Original Screenplay. It didn't win. But Jesse Eisenberg did something really special, man. A Real Pain was phenomenal. Kieran Culkin.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. I mean, that was a great lineup, by the way. Guy Pearce.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
From
Guy
the
Pearce
Brutalist.
and the
supporting-
Brutalist.
From the guys from Anora.
For supporting actor.
And I didn't see the Sebastian Stan film, but he was.
How do you
also
feel
good.
about that film losing to Anora though for screenplay?
Oh, man, that's rough. That's
Because
rough
I did
because
see a lot of people like bringing it up.
it's rough.
online.
If there's one Oscar that Sean Baker probably shouldn't have taken, it probably was that one. I would have given it to A Real Pain.
Do you think? But I mean, I haven't seen the screenplay, but do you think everything was like on book for Anora? Or
the only thing that I feel like
What do you mean?
like Anora takes the cake in is that A Real Pain is a duality of a film. It's dramatic and it's funny.
Yeah.
That's the dual switch. Anora was dramatic, funny, adventurous. I mean, it had more
I had more.
in the screenplay.
Yeah.
The way it was written, it gives you the ups and downs. A Real Pain is much more intimate. You flip the switch on drama and comedy like this. In a real grounded way. And not in a gimmicky way, in a great way, but Anora had everything.
It's everything.
You know
just
what I'm saying?
flowed well. Yeah. Mixed well.
I guess we missed a couple of comments.
Well, just that one.
Wasn't able to see A Real Pain. Couldn't find my local screenings for it, or I'm still there.
Well, I'm still here.
with the
I'm
website,
still
though.
here. Yeah, Alamo did have screenings for both John Gunn and Cinemark 2 local screenings, but
You have to confirm
I saw it on Hulu. I think I saw. I'm still A Real Pain. I saw it on Hulu. I couldn't screen it in the theaters.
I might find it off a truck later. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin, though, well deserved, phenomenal acting, and again, Jesse Eisenberg. I kind of feel bad for the
Yeah, I
guy
was gonna
because
say, like, what happened with him? Like, he
didn't win anything. He wasn't up for anything
He
other
wasn't-
than the screenplay, right?
do you think he should have been up for at least support?
No, if you guys
the lead,
hear
I guess?
interviews with Jesse Eisenberg, he's a very self-deprecating guy. It's just kind of in line with his personality. But he basically was like, "It's
I
all
like
good.
that. I
We're
love
good.
that.
I start my next film in 3 weeks.
I
I
love
love
that, dude.
directing. This is where I want to live until they pull the plug on me."
That's my
Like
vibe.
he fell in love with directing. He fell in love with writing. He's gonna keep exploring, dude. And for his first film out, good for him.
Yeah.
First
Shit,
one,
man.
yeah.
Like good
Absolutely.
for him.
First one in the Oscars? Hell yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
No, and then also I saw, another film that came out last year that, I mean, probably not a snub because it was just too experimental and kind of too out there, but like we watched Sasquatch Sunset.
Right.
And like that one was executive produced by him, but I think that one had like a lot to say.
Another thing to note is that Emma Stone produced A Real Pain.
Oh.
And Jesse Eisenberg talks about that because he
He's
basically
on,
says how, like,
Emma?
you know, they were in the Zombieland film series together.
Oh, yeah, right.
They were in a couple other films together. They did like 2 or 3 films together. And they're actually making, I think they're making another Zombieland, if I'm not mistaken.
Third.
And they're making another, like, Now You See Me,
Tap, tap, tap.
which he's excited about. John Gunn reports live from K-Fox. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. No, it's windy. It's windy as fuck. But
Can't see anything.
I just love that Jesse Eisenberg really gave credit to Emma and was like, she pushed for this film. She got me my funding.
yeah.
She fucking produced the hell out of it. Like, she has stood by me whenever I would text her and be like, I have an idea for a film. or I have an idea for, or like, hey, I'm gonna send you a script. Like
wonder if
she
they're
was
gonna
always
start-
behind me.
They seem like business partners, I guess.
Yeah. It seems like that partnership's gonna work out
Yeah,
really
yeah.
well. And again,
You never thought of that, but
the topic or the theme of the Oscars this year is like balance, but also indie, right? So like to support indie cinema as much as it's been supported, and like an indie film like A Real Pain.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, man. It's
No, I mean like
yeah.
two of the biggest films this year was like Anora and The Brutalist, both for under
both indie.
both for under a $20 million budget, which
Yeah.
I know to a lot of people that are not
Wow, The
like
Brutalist seemed like so
filmmakers
much,
or like people who look into that kind of stuff, it sounds like 20 million, that's insane. But when you look at blockbusters, like
20 million is the old 5 million.
yeah, it's a
like,
drop in the pond. And I mean,
That's
when you look
just
at like they made
remake-
it for like
retake,
like they made it
What
for
was
like
the budget for A Real Pain? 5 million, maybe.
seems like it.
Let's pull it out.
Seems like it. Maybe around the
yeah,
5.
but
maybe.
a lot of the
maybe
best
3.
picture nominations: Conclave, Brutalist, Anora,
20 million under.
Yeah,
No.
3 mil.
3 mil.
that's-
Jesus
I
Christ.
called
That's
it.
a lot
So
of you.
this was a big year for indie.
Yeah,
And I mean,
yeah.
a lot of the
Indie's
nominations.
back.
Indie's back, baby.
Indie's back, and then even
Sean
the
Baker,
animation
man.
studios. They weren't
Yeah.
like these big picture.
Whoa,
like,
whoa. Hold on.
Flow is
have
an
to do
indie film.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The only studio picture was Wicked, right?
Yeah. No. And animated, they did Pixar for.
Well,
Well, is
Pixar?
Is Amelia Perez a Netflix?
Oh, Netflix. Well, what
Yes.
counts, right? Yeah, I guess so. But
It
Dune?
is.
Dune.
Dune was Warner Brothers, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
I told you Dune was gonna win for
Hell yeah,
For
Dune
sound?
won.
no, no,
It should have won for
something,
cinematography.
but
Nah,
VFX.
it already
VFX.
got its cinematography win.
Searchlight's still considered like indie, right?
Searchlight.
Semi.
Because
It's
Searchlight
a
was
Disney company
a
now.
complete unknown. with
I love Searchlight.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I'd say that the indies are the Neons, the A24s, the Film Nations. Like those are the indie companies. Anything
Yeah.
that's not a major corporation.
Exactly.
So we had like
Netflix,
Amelia, Dune, Wicked.
Amelia.
So yeah, there was a couple
unknown.
of big ones there, but
So 40% were studio pictures.
that's good.
60%
60%
were indie.
We're above
That's
50%.
And if we did the math even further, more than that percentage won.
Yeah.
The indie films won more.
Indie is
And what does that
back,
say?
baby.
What do you think that? What does that say to you?
It's phenomenal. It just proves everything I've been saying for the past few months. I'm
What?
like the dude with the board and the fucking It's Always Sunny. Because I've been saying this, that there's a renaissance in indie happening for like the last 3 years now. There's a renaissance in indie, and it's I didn't think it was gonna hit the Oscars that fast.
But what do you think he's gonna do? Like the studios are gonna start.
No,
I think they're
that-
gonna start
that-
believing in original films again.
Yeah,
I hope
because
so. Damn.
this was such a strong year for films that came out, and
And made money.
all
By the way, they also made money. The
But what's the
indie films
future?
made
Yeah.
money.
What's
Huh?
the future? What
no, what I was gonna
I know
get
it's
at-
good, but what's the future with independent?
So here's the problem that we've been having before, and then it'll answer your question.
Yeah.
The problem we've been having before is that studios are making films, but they don't know what to believe in, especially after the strikes.
Yep.
They went into a lot of franchises. They were trying
went
to
into
bring
fucking
back
panic mode
They,
trying to make
they-
money
they
back.
tried to bring back like Indiana Jones. They were
Remakes
trying
and
to
remakes.
like beat the dead horse of Marvel and try to like make something good out
the
of that.
Mummy fucking bomb.
But with this new indie boom where they're giving a lot of faith to
Yep.
these independent stories,
These small-
independent filmmakers,
It makes me
they're
so
saying,
happy.
"Oh,
Genuine stories.
people want to see original movies again. They want to see original stories, new actors. They're not just going for whatever franchise is the biggest right now." Like
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
franchises are kind of making their big kick in like television. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
the Penguin, Andor, that's coming back. Like a lot of these franchises are living on in television,
IPs.
and that's fine. But for films, all these
I think it's safe to say, guys. I think it's safe to say, in cinema, in mainstreams. Well, I won't say mainstream.
Yeah.
In cinema of substance, IP is dead. IP is dying
Yeah.
at the very least.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
It means that films that are Oscar worthy, films that are worth their salt, they're not going to be based on an intellectual property the way we've had it for the past 10 years.
Okay.
yeah, like they don't need to be a franchise film of like
Okay.
The Lion King or like I know that they're bringing back like Shrek, but like valued films don't need to be part of a franchise. To
What I'm
succeed
getting
in-
at, is A Real Pain.
sure.
It was made with $3 million budget, right? How much did it make?
It made money.
Oh,
How much?
Pull up the list you put on Instagram.
Here,
please.
I wanna make
Pull up
this-
the list that you put on Instagram. No, we'll go
Because
over all
this
of
is
them.
live.
I'm down to
Guys
go over
wanna-
all of this.
Because I still.
I'm gonna 10-1 this moment.
Okay.
So yeah,
Can
yeah,
you just search
yeah.
that real quick?
Yeah, go
Have fun. You know.
Roll these over to you.
Oh, ain't that cute? Well,
Because I'm still thinking like studios are still not gonna be confident. Because
Studios are done. Look, let's call it spade a spade. We're on this conversation.
I thought we were gonna call studios.
When in this Oscar season, for instance, in the 10 Best Picture nominations, there's no more. I mean, there's Dune, right?
no, I
There's-
get what you guys are saying, but I'm saying like, what's the future in that?
Here's the future in that. Watch, go back.
Hold on, I know. Give me
Because
a
studios are still gonna want to make money.
Sure, but look, that's my point.
Look.
I'm gonna read this off, okay?
Look.
Because I don't think our viewers are seeing this. Dune Part 2.
Oh, that's a studio.
Hold on, that's studio picture. Warner Brothers, 190 million. It made 714.6 billion.
Okay, that's a studio.
Million. Sorry. Wicked, another studio film.
Made a lot.
$100 million budget, made 700 million. Conclave, a $40 million budget, made 77.9 million.
Is that a studio?
No.
Okay, look at the margin of difference between 40.
Yes, fine. But look, let's just point this out there before we go any further.
Okay.
Dune and Wicked being studio films, they didn't even break the $1 billion mark, which is the standard now for big studio pictures.
But still,
it didn't make billions.
but it still made, 3 times its budget?
3 times a dollar film versus a $40 million film.
For sure.
Right? It still made twice its budget.
Whereas the other one made 3 times its budget.
Mind you, the first 2 were big theatrical releases.
Where I'm getting at,
The rest of them were almost all streaming
where I'm
after a
getting
week
at
or
is
so.
that's why we lost these independent films.
No,
It's
no, it's not.
Matt Damon was
because the
talking about it. They were just expecting the DVD sales and all that, and that shit's all gone.
Right.
How are independent companies going to compete with 700 million?
They're not. Remember, this is what comedians are talking about right now. Comedians are saying comedy films are dead. Oh, no, leave it up, because I want to read the other one.
It's in a dangerous place.
No, it's dead. It's dead. It's been dead for a while now. There hasn't been a good comedy film. Why? Because they were always mid-tiered budgeted films. They were in the $20 to $30 million budgets.
Tropic Thunder, but okay.
Well,
I see
even
what- I see what
Tropic
you're saying.
Thunder was probably a $30 million film. It
Right.
wasn't. That was the median. That was like the,
No, yeah,
right?
I'm fucking around.
The Substance, $30 million budget, doubled its budget to $76.5 million. A Complete Unknown, $25 million, made $62.9 at the box office. A Nora, $15 million film, made $33.6 million. I'm Still Here, $1.5 million, made $27.4 million.
Was that a... Oh, shit, that's a big...
Remember, the UK was responsible for that. The UK
Okay.
loved I'm Still Here. The Brutalist, $9.6 million film, made $27 million at the box office, $27.4 million.
I'm with you.
Emilia Perez was Netflix, so whatever.
Look at that.
20 million. It didn't have a theatrical release.
Good.
How's it going to make its money back? Nickel Boys, $10 million film, didn't make its money back. 1.2
See, that's
million.
what I'm saying. That's the perfect definition of what I'm saying. This is why studios are scared still of these independent ones.
But they're taking
good.
a bigger risk
They're good.
because they know they're going to get the reward because they're putting so much advertising behind it.
No, but they're not getting the reward. They're
Because
not
they
getting the
didn't put
reward
any
of doing-
advertising behind it. That's what
Okay.
where that budget comes from.
Yeah, half of it.
Let's say Dune Part 2 is a $100 million film, a $190 million
Half
film.
of it.
$90 million of that is fucking marketing.
For sure. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Let me
bigger
read something
difference.
really quick because Paul Schrader posted something that I thought was hilarious and that also made me feel like I was born in the wrong era. He says, Paul Schrader, writer, taxi driver, and so much more. When I started in 1970, screenplay length was 120 pages. Then it dropped to 115, then 110, then 100. Now the norm is 90 plus, with many scripts 10 pages shorter than that. 65 shooting days was the norm. Then it dropped to 45. Now the average indie shoot is 20 days. Oh, wow. Yet running time remains the same. I had a conversation with this with our line producer who broke this down in 5 minutes for us. I texted him. I sent him a screenshot of this Paul Schrader thing. I was born in the wrong era, man. He was like, correct. He's like, because it's insane how much indie has gone down, just in budget. Budget just means days of production, right?
Right.
Dune Part 2 probably shot for 6 months,
Probably.
right?
Probably, yeah.
Wicked probably shot for 6 months.
Oh yeah.
Nora shot for 6 weeks.
I could see
That's
that.
insane.
I could see that.
That's insane.
6 weeks,
Dude.
But you can tell the difference, right?
Well, obviously, dude, on
But
a
I know, I'm
scale,
saying-
on a
I'm sticking
special
with you. I'm
effects
sticking
front.
with you.
But that goes into the creative front. Like,
Yeah.
have you guys ever?
You can get rid of this now, Austin. Thank you.
Have you guys ever kind of like felt like sometimes you just have to trust the first idea when you're creating. I feel like when you have a tighter budget and you have like such fast thinking, you're forced to go into the first idea. And a lot of the times it goes into like problem solving. Like, hey, you can't have these two shots
Creative
anymore.
problem solving.
Yeah, exactly.
Wicked had 160 days and Nora had 37.
That's crazy.
But you can tell the difference between the money. That's why.
Yeah, for sure.
How many days did Birdman have? Wasn't that one like 21 or something like that?
30.
Oh,
30
thank
days.
you, John Gunn. John Gunn says, I'm ignoring the news because I'm here watching you fools. We appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
Yoko
Appreciate
said
it,
20 million is a $5 million with inflation. Yeah, dude. I mean, absolutely right. We have Mr. De La Haye coming back into the studio.
Do a flip.
Do a flip.
Flip it.
Do a flip.
And if you
Hold
guys,
on, let's see if he does a flip.
Yeah, man. I'm actually curious.
Can we bring
I
up
got
the
the cartwheel.
categories now?
Okay, hold on.
Did the camera even catch any of that?
Dude, you make so much fucking.
nice,
You forgot your hat.
Nice hair.
I didn't forget none. All right. Where are we at?
We're talking about budgets and just how much that's changed.
Hey,
Hey!
that was a good throw.
Kobe.
It's backwards now.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's talk about the other categories, guys.
Yeah, what other categories were there?
Well, no, we were just talking about budgets and how.
Oh yeah, I don't
You know.
care.
All right, cool.
No,
Let's
no.
move on.
So after a supporting actor, we had animated, and I mean in talking about the Oscars, that was probably the most awkward moment I've experienced in an Oscar in a while.
Why?
The whole thing with Andrew Garfield and I forgot what the name of that.
Goldie
actress-
Hawn.
With Goldie Hawn.
Dude,
Yeah, it
he
was
was
so
getting
unscripted.
handsy. He was getting all.
No,
It
he was
was-
getting handsy, but more than that, he had this very tender
was
moment
getting
where
handsy?
he's like, hey, I just want to let you know that there was one person in particular that brought a lot of joy to my mother in her later years.
It was supposed to be a very sweet sentiment, man.
And
His,
then he
his
turned
mom
around.
just died. He's very sentimental.
yeah,
about that.
but then
Oh, so
Goldie
kinda
Hawn was like,
emotional kind of.
yeah, but then Goldie Hawn was very like, okay, can we get past that now? Like, it was the weirdest
okay,
thing.
sweetheart, read that because I can't.
Yeah, and then you even see in Garfield, he's like, okay, yeah, anyway, so
It
for
happens.
best
Andrew
animated.
Garfield was confusing Goldie Hawn for Elmo.
He really was. I saw the Elmo thing, and oh my god, it's
He's
so...
asking how you guys did with the prediction.
I
wanted to
honestly
do the
didn't pay
little
attention
thing, but
this
we
year.
didn't.
I didn't pay attention
Yeah.
this year on how many.
Okay, John
Predictions
Gunn,
are-
question for you, and I'm
a
going to throw some
two-parter.
shade to last year.
It's a two-parter.
How many of these predictions did you make watching the films and not looking up a cheat sheet?
Also, how
Because-
many predictions did you actually watch?
Yeah.
You watch all 10 Best Picture nominees?
Because I remember
gotta be
last
honest.
time you won the competition, but then you were like,
Because
oh yeah,
you read
check this.
IndieWire's predictions.
Yeah,
or
yeah, you
whatever.
looked
Do
at
that,
the
bro.
predictions.
Do that
you,
shit, dog.
You monster, okay?
Chat GPT, motherfucker.
I love you, John Gunn, but come
Let us know
on.
what you think, guys. We're here. We're doing this live. For those of you barely tuning in, thank you guys for joining us. Let us know what you thought about the Oscars. Everything and anything. Did you guys like the wins? Did you guys like the nods? Did you guys like the production of the Oscars?
Yeah.
ceremony
You know what
this
kind of
year?
like took the mood off a little bit was when they're doing like the people that passed away.
Wow.
It's sad, right? But it's just like, oh man, what a mood killer! Like it's a tribute.
Man,
Sorry that the
don't-
people
don't-
You
dying.
know this show.
No,
You know what I
no,
thought
you
was
know what? Wait,
interesting?
I want
And I was like,
to, I want to piggyback off of Castro. I get the same
Alright.
feeling when I go to funerals. Like, it's like what a buzzkill. Like,
What a
the
buzzkill.
music at?
Damn,
yeah,
did somebody
man,
die?
it really brings down the mood.
I'll say
No, it's just like
what
awkward
kicked that
timing. I
off
don't
is
know.
like
Yeah.
is what's his face?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman talking about
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
That was
Yeah, his friend.
Yeah, what did he say that he was so generous with his acting? Like he always
Yeah.
propped the other actor up. I
He
love
was
that.
talking about Unforgiven and stuff like that, right? A shout out to the Oscars for giving love to people like Adam Sumner. Like they give some love to Adam. Who,
Yeah.
who we
How'd you
got
guys
to
feel
meet and
about
work
that?
with.
That was so out of left field.
What?
Adam Sandler's like just random.
Not Adam
No,
Sandler.
and not Adam
Oh,
Sandler,
you-
Adam Sumner.
Adam Sumner. He was
Cheat
the
legendary
AD.
producer, first AD.
Wait, what did John Goddard say? Old Derby is.
I thought I said Adam Sandler.
John Gunn says, cheat sheet, Goldie Derby is just other people's predictions. It's the equivalent of fantasy football. Okay.
No, but like, I mean,
it's not.
like,
No, it's not. It's people's predictions that like are grounded in them seeing the films and talking about it, right? I mean,
yeah, but I feel like it's looking up like what the consensus is. Like
Yeah.
everybody's agreeing towards.
all right. So let's kind of speed around this. We already did our
Big.
section by section kind of thing. So,
Right.
Okay.
animated feature film. Do we agree with Flo? I mean, I know we didn't watch most of these, but
No, Wallace and Gromit.
Inside
But
Out.
Wallace and Gromit?
Dude,
I'm a
banger
big Inside
movie.
Out guy.
yeah, I didn't see it.
Wild Robot, I hear a lot of things about it. Like,
Yeah,
could you have you guys watch
I
it?
didn't see it.
Okay, wait. So
Okay, well then.
animated
Let's
feature
get this
film.
one then.
No. I think we should just kind of go. I know it's late in the show, but to go off on all the winners, and we can do a quick hot take on them.
John,
I'm sorry.
stop while you're ahead, dude. You're just proving us right.
Golden Globes critic. Okay. Either way, I'll say this: my cheat sheet was very incorrect when I would try to vote as the winners were coming out. But it's okay because I
Same.
watched the films.
Same.
And I had my opinions,
Oh, man,
and
I went
if
off
I
the
was
dome.
wrong, I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Don't.
We heard of somebody doing like an Oscars drinking game where whatever prediction
Oh,
they
yeah.
got wrong, they were taking a shot.
Oh, dude,
I would
I
have been
blacked
pretty
out.
sober.
Pussy out
No,
to the-
I would have been pretty sober. I got most of like I
Yeah,
got like
no, I would have
I
been
would
like-
have
fucked up.
shit myself, dude.
I would have been
so
20 shots
blacked
in,
out.
yeah.
I would have been fighting
But that's
somebody
the
outside.
beauty. This year, if you watch the films, this year was super close.
And it was very
relatively
balanced.
pretty-
It was
yeah,
a very
balanced.
balanced
I will
Oscar.
say this year felt like one of the most inspiring Oscars we've had in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, move on to the next category.
So animated feature film,
Nope.
Animated short.
animated short, well deserved.
Beautiful
I
man.
agree.
Let's keep it going.
Don't you dare hit us with documentary. I'm sorry. No documentary. Film.
Documentary feature film.
Documentary.
well
You know what?
deserved.
Well
Well
deserved.
deserved.
Sugar King was the
Okay,
best one.
documentary. Well earned.
Well, no, we can talk.
The only girl in the
Anybody.
orchestra.
No, we
No,
just.
I can't.
No,
I
but we
didn't
can
see
give
it.
our flowers
Death
to
by
our
Numbers, I heard
buddies
that
that
was pretty
worked on
good.
one of the films.
There was a
That was
documentary.
that
though,
was
it
a
live
short
action
film.
short.
We
Oh,
didn't
you're
watch
right.
it.
You're right.
You're not even there yet.
I didn't get a screener.
No, really
Live action short,
serious and special shout
I'm not
out.
a robot.
Yes,
I heard that
this
was pretty
is-
good.
Really serious and special shout out to our friends Zach Passero and Andrew Smedick. They got nominated for, they were part of a short film, live action short film called The Last Ranger.
Yeah.
Yes,
that they
indeed.
worked on, and they're literally based in the building we're in.
Down
They're
the hall.
Down the hall. They're down the hall from us, and they got to work on an Academy Award nominated
On the
short
road.
film.
Who
Who
That's
won for
amazing.
sound? I was making people coffee then.
Doing
Yeah. I'm telling
Dune
you guys,
won
bro.
for sound,
You guys were
and it
hating- you
deserved
guys were
it
hating on
all
Dune, bro.
the
Can we please
way.
call complete bullshit and go back to
Conclave.
No. That sound needs to go back to being
Sound.
effects and
Oh,
sound
yeah,
music.
we're talking about this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate that it's just the same thing.
Yeah,
it's
they
two completely different things.
True.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm
not super mad about it.
Nah, I am.
Yeah, of course you aren't because you're a director.
Yeah.
Imagine
he's
if they
like-
got rid of the directing Oscar and just gave a Best Picture.
and
No,
writing.
no,
No,
don't-
no.
Yeah,
Okay,
combined
see, that's a better example.
Combined-
Imagine if
throw.
they combined directing and writing.
Wow,
No,
yeah.
correct.
Fuck it.
Correcting. Directing, writing, and best picture. They all
Yeah.
just got.
No.
Yes.
no,
Yeah, that would
no.
suck.
Yeah, and they called it
would
best
suck,
movie.
but best. No.
Wait. So I'm a little confused here. What are the qualifications to like
Let
fit
me
into
unconfuse you,
sound?
bro.
Is it just sound effects or is
No,
it?
it's the sound mixing
That's what
and
we're saying.
sound editing.
Oh yeah, those are two massive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. That's
So
like
yeah, Dune
that's-
was good. I'm
It's
not
like
mad.
if they were to put visual effects and editing together. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
A complete
no,
unknown.
and also like
You want to break it?
No, that's the thing from Chuck and Larry or whatever,
Chuck and Larry.
where it's like two penises touching.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
All right, go ahead. You and the law.
You look like Rob Schneider in that film.
Penis,
That's
vagina.
hey, I'll take that. Fuck it. Hey.
It's like a circle.
Music original song.
El Mar.
Okay. We already
I'm
had
not mad at
we
it.
already talked way too much
Yeah,
about
you're
Emilia
right, you're
Perez, but
Elton John, dude. Elton John.
Original score for The Brutalist. I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll talk about this one a little bit. I loved the fact that the Brutalist score was very. It almost was like the foghorn of the ship, just like
Yeah,
coming into the
dude,
harbor, and
that's
that's when you
good.
first hear
That's
it.
good.
You first hear it when he's like on the boat and he's navigating his
Yeah.
way, but we're like intercutting between the letter from his wife that's
For
back
sure.
in like the home country.
Oh man, and then we see the fucking Statue of Liberty flipped on its head when you
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
All the
And,
memes that have come out of that.
that's such an interesting score, and the times that it comes out, and then plus I really want to rewatch it because I feel like they also edited it for the subtle score and then the larger score for when we're dealing in the moments that he's actually like constructing this masterpiece building.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it's well deserved. I speaking of which, we were talking about Challengers, right? And how that score was like phenomenal.
Oh.
And it was Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They actually also did the score for The Gorge, the film. Snubbed for sure.
And they also did it for the Social Network.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Social
that's what I'm
Network was
saying.
another
I
one.
think they're like, let's face it, man. You listen to something like The Social Network and these 4 hauntingly beautiful piano notes versus, I don't know, something by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
It's fucking impressive.
But yeah, low-key, like, it kind of... It
No,
feels
no,
like
no,
a great
high-key.
reminder.
High-key. It was a high-key piano.
You know what? A
No.
hot take. It feels like a good reminder that, like, less is more. And
Yeah.
Sometimes
more-
it is, yeah, for sure.
and- ooh.
No, and then I mean, look at the films that are getting nominated for best score, other than Wicked and Wild Robot. Like again,
Conclave.
really impressive that they're these low budget films that are able to do so much. And what I love about
Yeah.
it, and all these different categories, and why the same films are getting nominated over and over again, it's giving so much credit to these. We can't call them indie, right? Because
What?
of, like the films that are nominated.
Why not?
Fuck it.
I thought we're not supposed to. Anyway, no,
What?
no,
No,
I
this
just feel like it's
conversation we
really
have to.
impressive to see that all these indie films are using all the cinematic like value and
What?
techniques. Huh? What?
This man just put his hard drive on top of the exhaust fan to the computer.
Damn.
Dang. Wow, that's not pertaining to the episode. No, but that like we're seeing these indie films with small budgets incorporating all the best aspects of filmmaking to make these beautiful pictures. And again,
What else
it's really
has Daniel
impressive.
Blumberg won? Or like, what else has he done? I don't recognize.
Daniel Bloomberg, he sounds familiar.
Let's
Let's
pull it up.
yeah, let's Google that.
If anybody can beat us to it, that'd be...
Yeah, no, I agree though. I mean, it's impressive to have something like music.
Oh, you're supposed to do your little cute flip again.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Daniel Blumberg.
Oh, he was a
Yeah,
he was
ready
a
for
guy
the
that was
second one.
shy as hell to accept
He
the speech.
was. He was so nervous.
Dude, he was shaking. Daniel
The
Bloomberg, the bald
composer.
guy, Nosferatu.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Damn.
not Nosferatu. Oh,
No,
the one that
Hey,
looks
no,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh, poor bastard, man.
Dude,
Also, the
hey.
dude that had the button, the wrong button.
Oh, he was for one of the
yeah.
animated
One
films,
of the-
wasn't
yeah, poor guy.
Dude.
Sandra pointed that out. I was like,
It's a style thing,
Brutalist
bro.
is barely his 4th film.
he? Wow.
for him.
Yeah,
got no
that's
style.
Good for
crazy.
him.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm really impressed that these films were able to incorporate so much and display so much. And I mean, it is a testament that Anora, I think the big takeaway for the night is that one dude did the editing, the writing, and the directing for a film,
And the producing.
and the producing, and
But
one.
didn't DP.
Damn.
Yeah, he
Didn't
didn't
you put
DP,
somebody
which
that
thank God.
edited on Premiere?
we're going there already? Fine, let's go there already. Honora won 5 Academy Awards. It won for Best Actress in a leading role.
Yes,
Sammy.
it did.
You're an actor.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I guess
Oh.
we're talking about Adrian Brody, so we can finish off the Brutalist. and then we'll
Oh,
get to
okay.
it.
Well, you brought up Honora.
Well, he also brought up Brody, so hey, Brody won for the Brutalist.
Hey, instead of Rafe
A shout out to
Fiennes.
Timothy. He had a,
Yeah,
he had a
man.
shot.
I for a split second thought Timothy was going to
Yeah.
take it.
But
But I'm not mad.
It
that
was
he
I
it
did
was
wouldn't have
always
been mad.
between
Yeah.
Brody and Ray Fiennes, and Brody by a mile. Honestly,
What? Not Timmy?
I don't know. Again, it goes
I
back to
could've
what we talked
Stanley.
about in that one episode.
right.
He's just got that Leo effect.
no,
It's hard
but
to
you
see
know what?
him.
I will say that after listening to Carlos's opinion, I can be swayed to see the merit in that film and the fact that he's playing such a complex character, because there's one thing about doing a biopic, right? And trying to emulate somebody else who's already like lived and existed, but to emulate somebody who at a time in their life didn't know what they wanted to be, and that kind of
Yeah.
mystery behind him.
I'll say-
I
he
think
didn't
Timmy
meet
did a
him, right?
lot.
I'll say this.
Never
I'll
met
say
him.
this. I don't know, Castro. You might have a different opinion, or anybody.
I definitely do, probably.
I think I was watching, for instance, the red carpet, right? Every actor they interviewed was like Timmy. Timmy fucking killed it. Timmy fucking killed it. Timmy did the hardest acting thing of the year. Every fucking actor was rooting for Timmy.
That's because you got to look at it, man.
Well, he
don't
won
know-
the SAG award.
We don't know much about Bob Dylan.
Yeah, but he
So
got
right
nominated
up-
by his peers. That's true. His peers made him win.
What the hell?
The Screen Actors Guild.
Keep doing your talking little.
The Screen
I think,
Act. It fell.
I think Austin has his hand up.
The Screen Actors Guild.
Did the light fall?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear
Oh
it.
no!
Oh, damn it.
Wait, this whole time?
Damn it.
Why is that one on the floor? By the way,
All right, take two, guys.
All right, guys,
No,
we're gonna have to,
no,
we're gonna have
Harry.
to restart the whole live.
Fuck happened to the Airy stand?
What do you guys?
Oh yeah, that was shit. What did we were using the stand?
My
Yeah.
dog.
That was shit.
Anyways,
Live show.
So I have a
What?
Hey, don't you
I
dare.
have a
hot
hot
take.
He's got a hot.
I
take.
don't think you know how we keep comparing Timmy to like Leo. I don't think he's had his aviator role yet.
I agree.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah.
I agree.
He's not even close.
That's why
he's
Or
close.
other people would say his Gangs of New York role.
Yeah.
Or
Your mama.
a good role.
Whoa.
Bob Dylan's not a good role.
Call me by your name.
Mute his
Hold
ass.
up. Yeah.
What?
Say something to Lo.
Hi.
You miss your mark.
Yeah, you missed the mark, bro.
No, I muted him.
But no, yeah, actor, nobody's mad about
No,
Adrian
I'm
Brody.
just saying, look, he's got a point. Screen Actors Guild, SAG, his peers made him win. He won the SAG award.
He did.
He didn't win the BAFTA, right? Brody, you won the BAFTA?
Brody won BAFTA.
Brody won BAFTA.
What was that, the low?
Brody won BAFTA.
Oh, now we can hear you.
But my point is, his peers were
What
for
is your
it.
point?
The actors I was listening to were like Timmy.
Timmy.
It's a hard one, man.
Yeah.
It's a.
Chalamet.
Oh yeah, what did Adam Sandler say?
Shut up, big mom.
Away from
Brody won the BAFTA.
bringing the shame.
Brody won the BAFTA.
BAFTA.
Okay.
No, I feel like Timmy showed that, and he said in his acceptance speech that he just wants to be among the greats and
Yeah.
he wants to study from the greats. And
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
love
that
the
was
fact
sick.
that
People were shitting on him for that. I hate
Dude,
those
but, like,
people.
there's
It's
so
the
much,
stupidest thing in the world.
I'm glad to see Timmy do a role that people want to give him credit on, and that shows that he's willing to go above and beyond as an actor to all encompass a role. And
Even
I'm
just having that competitive nature, like,
Yeah.
yo, I want to be good. Like,
They
Yeah.
asked him on the
in
red
this.
carpet because he hasn't shied away. He's a big hip hop fan, loves like Kid Cudi and shit.
Bro, have you seen him in high school performing Timmy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
He's a rapper.
That
he can
man
rap.
was destined to be. Yeah.
But he said somebody was like, "We know you're a big Soulja Boy fan,"
oh shit.
and they're like, "Do I smell biopic? You produce it?" And he was like, "Yo, I'm down for that." Like doing a
That's
hip
fucking
hop
interesting.
boupic or something.
Soldier Boy.
Yeah,
Fuck
I wouldn't make it about Soulja Boy, but yeah, it's cool.
Soulja Boy has an interesting story.
But
Watch
yeah,
me,
no,
you.
look. Adrian Brody deserved it. His acceptance speech was hilarious.
Has there, this is a dumb. This is
Shutting
really
up the music.
Has there ever been like a co-winners?
No,
It's not like basketball and stuff.
No.
Like that. Yeah.
Nah,
Hell
you
no.
Like a
can't, you
tie?
can't tie
Yeah, you
in
can't,
acting.
right? Hell no.
I don't think in the history of the Oscars it's ever happened. I mean, there certainly have been
Oh,
categories.
wait,
that
what
sure,
about
right,
what about the twins from the Social Network?
What was it, like 2 supporters?
Did they tie?
yeah, they tied
Army
Didn't
Hammer
he-
and AI.
Didn't he get a
a nod.
nod
Both of them?
for supporting? No,
I don't know. I don't think
I
so.
think so.
Maybe.
him and his AI brother.
Nah, the supporting would have been gone to Andrew.
By the way, another great joke of the night. That the Oscars did not use AI for the production, but they did use child labor.
I actually do
I
appreciate that.
love that joke. I love that
Can we
joke
go to
so much.
the leading actress?
Leading actress.
Absolutely,
Nah.
Mikey.
Supporting
Mikey
actress. My bad.
Madison.
Hold on.
I'm
John
not
Gahn
mad at
says.
this one. I'm not
John,
mad.
no. John Gahn says yes. Best actor in the 1930s one was the guy that played Dr. Jekyll, like Dr. Jekyll and Hyde.
Wow.
That was a
That's
co
a good one.
Wow.
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 You know what?
I love those facts, man.
Go back 20.
That's pretty soft.
Fuck y'all.
Actress in a leading role, Mikey Madison, winning for Nora.
She
Fernando
beat out.
Torres.
In
Fernando
other words,
Torres.
fucking
Fernando.
obviously.
You know what? But I mean,
I was waiting for Demi Moore.
other than Wicked, what a strong lineup.
I agree. I don't know about Demi, man. I think it would have been a token Oscar.
Demi Moore.
She
What
didn't
the
do
hell do you
better.
mean, bro?
You think Demi Moore
I
did better
do-
than Mikey Madison?
No, but I
Fuck
will
no.
say that like
No. That's
the
that's
whole
true.
idea
But I
of
think
like
she-
that
she-
transformation, a lot of these like a lot of things that sold the body horror element of that film was her
reaction to it.
Yeah,
Sure.
her, but like hitting the floor and then all the makeup and acting with all that. I feel
Let me-
like that's interesting.
Let me.
you know?
It is interesting, but let me ask you guys this:
What year, John Gone?
1930. He was being stupid.
No, but he said,
No, he said
it's
it's
serious.
serious.
What are you talking about?
Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
No, I'm
Hyde.
serious. Look it up.
We are
While we're looking that up,
in the back. We're looking.
Demi
it up for
Moore
you.
versus just
No,
let's
no,
just,
no, yeah. That,
No, hold on,
In a
not
foot
Mikey,
race.
not Mikey, not Mikey, not Mikey.
In a foot race.
Demi Moore
Oh yeah.
versus like Fernanda Torres.
But it was only for.
Ninth,
like as much as I hate Emily Pettis, yeah, Fernanda Torres did a really good
Okay.
job.
this was 1933, by the way.
So there was a cool
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, he won for
Frederick
Dr. Jekyll and
March.
Mr. Hyde.
Oh shit!
There was co-winners.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Well,
Yeah, Wallace
that's not,
Berry and
that
Frederick
doesn't-
March.
No, hold
What
on.
he means is there's 2 actors who won.
No, wait.
No.
Yes, it says winner. Wallace Berry and
Winner,
Frederick
winner.
March.
And then the last one says chicken dinner. That's crazy.
Imagine,
Go outside.
So it wasn't a stupid question. I was just like, hey, there are cool winners.
dude. There were
Oh, yeah,
only
I guess
3
so.
people nominated
I
that
don't like
year.
that, though.
Two
No,
of
there
them
was
won.
4. There was
Imagine
4.
being the
Look.
one guy.
Look.
No, yeah, right there.
No, there was
Alfred
3.
Lund.
It was 3, but one guy
Dude.
played 2 roles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
I feel bad for Alfred.
So
dude.
3 roles.
I know, like
No.
out of a year with only 3 people.
Himself
I'm
after
glad
that
that-
fucking.
Jeez.
I'm glad that John
He
got
was probably who
news.
won a
That's
Meg
you,
Ant
you
whistle.
just
You
got
know,
us banned
jumped off
from
the Hollywood
TikTok right
H.
there.
That was fucking.
You probably just got us banned from TikTok by saying that.
Oh shit! Did I?
Damn.
Sorry.
We've already been
banned
shut
on
down like
TikTok
3
a million,
times.
yeah.
Wait,
Fuck
we've been
you for
shut down
thinking
from
I was
TikTok?
fucking around. Fuck
Yeah,
you
they-
for
they-
fucking around, John.
Nah, I
They've
love
already
these
cut us
facts,
off
bro.
like 3
He's
times.
helping
Wait,
me
why
out.
are they cutting us off though?
I'll explain to you later.
Oh no! Why?
Oh man.
What do
Wow.
we do?
What happened?
Ooh,
Music?
you guys are in trouble.
No, there's nothing. We'll talk about it later.
Anyways, okay, so
The idea that a
We're
content
on
moderator
agreement.
is
Mikey
watching 3
Madison
dudes talking
fucking
about
killed.
films.
Yeah, she was good. She was
Mikey
good, but
Madison fucking
old
killed.
I wanted to go to the supporting actress.
Supporting actors.
Ooh.
I don't know how Zoe.
Now,
Oh my
I just
God,
wanna
dude.
toss
A little
this
bit
out
of
there.
publicity.
Hold on,
We already
hold on,
talked
hold on,
about
hold
it.
on. Before we go there, I just want to toss this out there. Mikey Madison was the only award for a Nora that wasn't Sean Baker,
Oh,
and she fucking got it.
and she fucking got
she
it.
killed it.
Anyways, actress in a supporting role.
Did Honora lose
Phil felt a little
any of its
skin in the
nominations?
Yeah, for sure.
Certain areas.
Yeah, it was nominated for 8, I think.
Oh,
and
shit.
it won 5.
Okay, see this one right here.
Oh,
You
You see,
Ariana
okay,
Grande.
Wait,
the
here's the question. Here's the question, guys. So, who would you have given it to?
Now that I'm reading it, hold on.
Yeah, who would you have given
Yeah,
it to?
like Ariana Grande.
Hey, what do you got? 3?
there is a
Fuck
right
me.
answer here. By the
There
way.
is a right answer
I
here.
fucked up. Monica, the one that played it on A Complete Known, she just didn't have a big part. So I mean, she did good, but she wasn't.
No,
a big
the one who didn't have a big part was the one in Conclave. The poor
Yeah.
Isabella
Rossellini.
Rossellini.
She was just there to breathe.
no, no, no.
Hey,
Basically,
breathing
she was
is
there to
acting.
like.
breathing is.
First lesson of acting: breathe.
Yeah, man, yeah, I didn't see Julio. Right? I guess
Okay,
so.
no. There's a right answer here.
There is a right answer. Yeah,
Felicity Jones for the Brutalist.
And
Oh
that is
yeah.
Fuck, you have a
Really?
pointer now?
it. I've been having
Yes!
this pointer. I don't know where I got it.
What do you mean?
Felicity
Yes, that
Jones?
heroin scene
No,
alone is phenomenal.
You know, it's kind of like when I was talking about the nomination for the Killers of the Flower Moon. There really does need to be a conversation about films that are able to go beyond like 3 hours. And I'm not saying any film that's made long is deserving of like an Oscar recognition, but I do feel like something like The Brutalist.
Are you guys sword fighting?
You guys bored? So I'm sorry.
No, it's just
No,
he,
we just-
he had a pointer, and then I went to go grab my own.
Yeah, and we wanted a sword fight.
Hey, what do you got? 3? What do you got?
What?
I agree.
Woody Guthrie, what?
I agree as well.
Oswell. I agree.
Oswald.
Ooh, I like that one.
Oswald.
No, yeah, I
K-Wei
mean,
Kwan
there's
and
something to be
Brendan
said.
Fraser.
No, I was going to say there's
something
something to be said about films
I'm
that
thinking
go
about it. Zoe did good.
That are long,
She
that
did
are
good.
that are long because in the pre-production process and even in the shooting, like you have so much to cipher through as far as like footage and shots and everything that to balance all that out and to make a film that doesn't feel as long as it is. And
That's a
doesn't-
good point. That's a really good point. I know we don't typically go this route just for the sake of going for this route. How much, in terms of,
In the second half, and she fucking killed it. Like you
I'd
said,
say the last
heroin
third.
scene.
I'd say the last third.
Because the first
No,
time
not
that
the
we
last
see her
third.
is
Yeah,
immediately.
because the first act is obviously leading up to him meeting Guy Pearce's character. The second act is working for him, building up his prestige again. The third
No,
act
but
is
the
when
half
it's
is when she shows up.
yeah, the first
What
person that
happens
we
when she
see
shows
in
up?
after
No,
the
the half.
intermission is her. Yeah.
you mean the
The act-
intermission?
yeah, the intermission.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
half the film.
the first person that we see is her after the intermission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was less. I felt like she was in there less.
No, it's
She's got some
because you,
fire,
you
like,
weren't
she
paying
does.
attention as much.
Damn, he's just calling you out. Hey, you should fight him.
if it were fucking good, I would have. No, I'm kidding.
Hey,
maybe you guys should have
winner of best cinematography. Okay.
All right,
guys
that's the
should-
only thing it won, huh?
You guys should have a
it won
flip
2
contest.
things.
What?
It won that one, and it won Yo Mama. Like
Production design. No, it didn't win production design. What did it win? It just
Score.
wasn't
Got him.
score. So it
oh,
didn't win.
and Brody for actor.
Right, 3.
Yeah.
Now you see, I go religiously to the Church of Greg Fraser, so I was
Who
upset
didn't
that
win?
He was
Go
not wanting. I'm gonna cry right now.
Dude.
I called him who fucking won. LOL. LOL fucking won.
Not only did LOL win,
Lol.
but your boy Greg looks like
Your boy.
fucking
Like
like what's his face from Subway?
Jared.
Like Jared from Subway.
Jeez, we're about to
That
get
didn't
kicked off
help his
TikTok
case.
again. Great.
That didn't help his case.
Damn.
Let me make sure we're
Okay,
not
John
kicked off
Gunn says
TikTok again.
Kihi Kwan and Brendan Fraser are comeback narratives. Yeah,
Okay.
they are.
The dude who was a cinematographer for Maria, Ed Lockman, we all thought that he was a cinematographer for Nosferatu.
Oh, dude, I
looked like
wish
he
he
would've been.
was. Yeah, he had that hat and everything. God.
Have you guys watched Nosferatu? It didn't get
I
a lot of
haven't
love.
seen it.
Seen what?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
What did Adam Sandler say?
Nosferatu.
Yeah, I gotta Google this shit.
Nosferatu or whatever, some shit.
Nosferatu.
I thought that would look good. I guess
John
it just
Gunn
didn't get a
says,
lot of
but
love.
that's a trap a lot of people get themselves in. Last year, everyone thought Lily Gladstone was going to win and be the first Native American winner, but Emma Stone got it.
But deserved him.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Go white women.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Okay.
did good, but didn't deserve it.
Go white
there.
women.
We're
Go
not
white
going
women.
there.
White.
Directing! Sean
I just
Bakerman.
peeked. Sorry, guys.
By
What?
the way, I think
Did you just say Sean Baker peaked?
No. I think I just peeked into the microphone,
Oh.
so I apologize.
I think it was really cool to see Sean Baker every time that he would go up. He had a new thing to say. Yes. Like I love at first it was like, oh man, I'm so happy to get this award and I want to thank everybody who was on the team and all that because you think if I just get that one award and that's it, that's already more than enough.
Exactly.
But the fact that like every time he would go back up, he had something new to say about like thank you to the sex working community that like helped him authenticate the film. Then later on, it was the whole idea about like
Indie
cinemas
cinema. Or cinemas, you're right,
it was
theaters.
like for the next one, it was like, hey, I just want to say we all make films to be seen in cinemas. We don't make them to be seen.
No, and he
like
came
on
with
your phone.
stats. Like he was like, during the pandemic, we lost 1,000 screens. Independent cinemas, mom and pop shops were like closing down left and right. And I loved what he said. That somebody didn't really point out. Everybody points out the Camino experience thing. That's whatever. What he pointed out was, I experienced cinema for the first time ever as a child in the cinema. Raise your kids to go to the movies. Like take your kids to a movie as a kid.
I agree.
I thought that was such a great point.
Yeah, because how many families, and I never thought about this, but how many families, like when they show movies to their kids, they just think, I'm not going to pay for them to go to like a theater. I'm just going to like, I'll download it on the iPad. Or
That is more common.
You know
than
which
think.
ones I miss a lot? The AMC 16 or even the Montana
dollar
theater,
movies?
like
The
the
dollar
dollar
movies.
theaters.
Yeah,
They come out
dude.
like, oh shit,
Dude,
that
trash
hits the
theaters
spot.
were the
Not
best.
for
With
nothing,
the
but-
dollar hot dogs?
With the
With the
dollar,
dollar
dude,
The dollar
Glizzies?
glizzies?
Those are my
The Glizzinators? Not for nothing, but I was watching an interview today with Robert Pattinson and director Bong about Mickey 17.
When
And
does that drop?
in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I want to go see it.
me and Bong.
Me and Bong, director Bong. No, but they
could
were
be a
talking about
stupid
that.
idea
They
or
were
it could
talking
be a
about
great
going to the
idea.
cinema, and director Bong is like he asked him. Pattinson asked Bong Joon-ho, "What was the first time you went to a film? You know, what do you remember the first time you knew you wanted to be a director?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was 9. I was 9 years old." And then he pulls out his phone and he's like, because I saw a film made by this guy. And his screensaver on his phone, Director Bong's screensaver, is Alfred Hitchcock.
No way.
And he says, he's like, Robert Pattinson's like, you're watching Hitchcock's films at 9? Like, what the fuck?
Had to
But
grow up
again,
quick.
the point here is like, yeah, I was watching good cinema at 9 because my
Exactly.
parents forced me to go watch a good
Yeah.
film, you know?
Tarantino has the same thing in his book. My bad. But
Was it?
yeah,
Does it?
like because I think his mom was a single mother or something like that. So like her way to pass the time with him was just take him to the cinema. Boom.
Yeah.
And then that way he was introduced to all these different kinds of films
Yeah.
that just created Tarantino today.
And he presented the best directing Oscar because my boy Nolan was over making his next film.
Yo, boy, Nolan.
Yes, he was.
My boy Nolan.
Me and Christopher.
Me and Chrissy Poo. Chrissy Poo was off making the Odyssey.
Me and NC.
He's making
Just
the
chill.
Odyssey.
Yes,
Did you
he's
see that-
making the Odyssey.
What?
Did you see the people
Oh,
are
yeah.
upset?
Homer's the Odyssey.
Wait, and he didn't like invite me.
No, he invited me, but I, decided to stick around.
I'll put in a good word for you, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thanks,
I'll
man.
let him know you want to go.
Yeah.
I like making.
By the way, speaking of which, you guys see that new Matt Damon? Matt Damon is the star. He plays Odysseus or whatever. But
Odysseus.
Odysseus. He that new bit with Andrew Schultz promoting Andrew Schultz's new comedy special, and it's Matt Damon like roasting Andrew Schultz for like 15 minutes. It's the best thing in the world.
The video you sent this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so great.
That's hilarious.
Anyways,
When does it come out? When does the special come out?
Odysseus.
a couple weeks. Odysseus.
Guys, don't ruin don't spoil the story.
What story?
The Odyssey.
Homer's the Odyssey.
Homer's the Odyssey that's been around for about like
Yeah, don't
400 years.
spoil
Don't
the
spoil it,
Greek
guys.
myth epic that's been passed through
Apparently-
centuries since like the 11th century.
Visual effects.
Visual effects. Well deserving of Dune.
That's the on the
No,
film.
when we
What's
watched
up,
Dude
Wally?
again.
Oh
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah. We got some newcomers. We got Enrique Ponce, composer. Yo man, thank you for joining. Damien Alonso, the big
Damien.
homie. What up, big homie? Power at the Pass.
What's up,
Valentin, thanks for
Valentin?
joining in. Wally Lozano's in here. What up, guys? Say what's up. Say what's up in the
questions, ask
comments. Let us know if
away.
you're watching still.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts on the Oscars. You guys think it was good or what? Thank you guys
horrible?
for tuning
Was it
in.
good?
Yeah.
Did you even watch it?
Did you even watch the Oscars? We got a lot of people.
You have
talking
to
about
watch
it.
know
it for
I
Conan.
didn't.
At
Hey,
least
I'm
Conan's
curious.
monologue.
Has anything about the ratings come out? Like the Oscars have been steadily declining in terms of ratings. This year, did they do
That's
any
it,
better?
yeah.
That's actually a really good question.
That's a good question. Only if we had people.
Well,
who
I've
could
only
look it up.
heard.
Only if
I've
we had
read good
producers.
things
If
about it, so I've only heard-
only the woodpecker side.
Down 7%.
Huh?
Down 7%.
Down 7%. Fuck me.
From
We're
Yeah.
number 2.
Hey, that's Hulu's fault. That's fucking Hulu's fault. They done fucked up this
Oh, I
year.
heard that. Yeah,
Fucked
like
up,
during
baby.
the
The-
best
it was-
actress and best picture.
I heard
18.8.
million
Yeah.
streaming and
Yeah.
ABC or whatever.
Streaming services and their fucking
Their fuck ups.
their lives. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
even the Mike Tyson fight. Shit.
You guys
They
didn't
just
hear
can't handle
the,
it.
you guys didn't hear the conspiracy theory about that last
About
night
what?
when Hulu cut out?
Oh,
It
that
was
they were.
after Sean Baker said stop streaming stuff and watching.
Go fuck a goat. I wouldn't put it past them, dude. I wouldn't put it past them.
and
Honestly.
then also Conan
neither.
had his whole like fake commercial for his streaming channel thing about going to the cinema.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that bit. Such a good bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's conspiracy saying that Hulu
Such a
cut
good
it on
bit.
purpose.
That's funny.
I believe it.
I believe it too. Fuck them.
Fuck Hulu.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Hey,
hold
but
on.
you know what?
But Itania's kind of
The
They have
Oscars-
live sports.
I will say the
Hulu
Oscars
has live
viewership
sports.
is going up though. In 2021, they only had 10.4 million.
All right. So,
It's going up. I mean, it was down from
and that
last
was
year. but-
pandemic year. That was when nobody was doing shit.
Dude, honestly, though, that 2021 Oscars was rough.
Yeah.
That
Who was
that
the
was
host?
what,
Was that the
Nomadland?
one where there was like no host?
Yeah.
That was that year?
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I've never been to Oscars. Just same with the ESPYs. Like I love movies. I love sports.
I can never
Dude,
get behind the
honestly,
ESPYs.
I think the year that 12 Years a Slave won was like the year that I really wanted to get into filmmaking. Because seeing that was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And then like
Brad
my parents
Pitt.
and I, yeah. Dude, Plan B.
Yeah, Plan B. Plan B.
Fuck
visual
yeah.
effects. I
Plan
think-
B produced a film set in El Paso this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which one?
I forget the name, but it just won a grant. I forget the name. But anyways, I don't think an El Paso filmmaker made it, but yeah.
Hard flex. I worked on a Plan B movie like a little over a year ago.
Oh, yeah?
Nobody cares.
Yeah, never mind. Anyway, the
I'm
Oscars.
joking. Visual effects.
Well deserving for Dune.
Me no
the
man
other
of this.
nominees for
I
that
know-
was Alien. Huh?
I know we didn't see it, but what about Better Man? I mean,
I wanted to see
I
that.
want to see that one, man.
I feel
It
like
doesn't have it, but it's what's the guy's name? The main guy?
Robbie
Rob-
Williams.
Yeah, there you go.
Not for nothing, man, but I mean, Dune, great, right? The bit with the sandworm was also phenomenal at the Oscars.
Oh, and the fact that like
Such
he's
a good
like,
bit.
hey,
I saw that.
when you pay this much,
when you pay this much, you
You
got to
gotta
use it
use
twice.
it
Yeah.
Can I say something about Alien? I'm a big Alien fan.
Alien
Yeah.
Romulus.
Prometheus and all those.
Okay.
This one, the third installment,
It's weak.
horrible.
I think Sanchez agrees with you, right?
Dude,
Yeah,
the
I'm-
story is just everywhere. It doesn't.
Everything.
my
It doesn't
God.
realign itself well.
And then the ending is just horrible, dude. It's just aliens attacking people. It's just,
To your point,
I know it's a horrible
CK,
take, but that's just.
You guys see who was helming the team for Wicked? I mean, it comes to no surprise.
Wicked.
Pablo Hellman?
Pablo Hellman is the head of Industrial Light and Magic, ILM.
Oh,
He's the guy
my
responsible for the de-aging in The Irishman,
Wow.
among other things.
I haven't watched.
But
the
he's
new-
like the magic.
It's not that well.
I think for
Pablo.
Dune, what I was just really impressed with is how it blended in with the cinematography.
Yeah,
and it had a lot
It's
of
always the
moments that were
challenge.
very.
What about the turtles?
That's what I love, the turtle
Turtle.
people. But it's because
turtle.
there's something really magical about looking at the shot that it's these impossible visuals that you would have never been able to come up with. But it brings that world to life. Like I love all the little turtle men like floating up the side of the mountain and the anthill look of it all. There's such unique visuals, and then even in the world that they were creating, like I know that there was a lot done in set design, and that's why they also got a nomination for production design. But the incorporation of the two and the merger, where it's not just we're trying to use visual effects to create the world, but we're also trying to say how can it elevate the story and the visual storytelling. I was super impressed by it. So deserving of Dune.
I mean, we all talked about that, and we got to see Dune 2 in IMAX the
Yeah.
first time we screened it.
I bought some weak ass pretzels when we went.
Didn't you get to see it at the Chinese theater? in
Dude,
IMAX?
I got to see it at the Chinese theater.
Yeah, I love
Walking
Chinese.
into it, you're like,
You have to
holy
see
fuck.
a good bit. I wish I would have gone to the Chinese theater during Gladiator 2.
I'd go
what
for,
they
like,
did
Shrek
at the
5.
Chinese theater was fucking awesome, dude. They
What did
built
they
they built the Coliseum around the Chinese theater. Like the facade was the Coliseum, and you walk in and shit. It's so good.
That is sick.
The last film I saw at the Chinese theater was Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Wow.
I saw it on the opening night because the Chinese theater still does midnight screenings. Yeah, dude. So good.
Bunch of weirdos out there.
Anyways,
Dude,
Yeah.
you're like
adapted conclave.
Conclave.
Fit for the conclave.
Very fit for the
I think for adapted, what else was there? Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, Sing Sing,
Yo, mama.
Complete Unknown.
Yo, mama.
Again, really strong contenders.
So
I think.
you were really big on Sing Sing, right?
No.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Okay.
Dude, the whole entire night-
raving about it. We were talking about this last night. Like, Castro likes Sing Sing. Castro likes Sing Sing. You said it should have been nominated for Best Actor and shit like that.
For Sing Sing?
Yeah,
Sing
you
Sing?
said you were like Sing
This
Sing was
guy?
actually really good. Dude,
That
there's
guy.
footage.
This boy?
This footage from our last podcast.
Oh, Sing Sing. Yeah, dude. It's fucking awesome.
Fuck me.
Man,
All
okay,
right,
anyway.
Ian says.
I
I'm an
haven't
actor,
watched
man.
New
I'm
Alien
an
yet.
actor.
Yeah, me neither.
So no, but all these are really strong. I know that a lot of people were really petitioning for Nickel Boys because Nickel Boys is adapted screenplay, but very very unique approach, and it had a lot to say. I know that we're all really blown
In
away.
the
I was
screenplay, though?
no, I know,
I
but
know
like
you guys give me a lot of shit for not
execution, I
watching
don't
the
know.
movie, the nominated film. Oh, go for it, my bad.
No, I don't know like how much it blends in, but for the screenplay, just because it's balancing out so
Okay,
much
that's
that
cool.
happens, all the way from like Elwood being a child to like him going there and the back and forth.
I'll
Like I
say
think that's
this.
really interesting.
It is interesting. I thought it was very unbalanced. We didn't need the whole first act.
I agree.
Really, just
don't
to,
think
to
we
put you
needed
in that
any
one-
of the first act.
No, but I feel like
Wait, for what?
For Nickel Boys.
Nickel Boys.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed that whole first
I
act.
feel like the first act really does like one. It's supposed to like
I like Nick Bulls.
it like humanizes like his experience and shows you that he has promise as like an
You could
individual.
have probably done that with like one classroom scene and like one date scene when he goes on the date with the girl. That's it.
I also think that it was meant to help like kind of like a music. The first musical number in a musical is meant to like remind you like you're in for a ride as a musical. This was like you're in for a first person ride. So get ready and.
Yeah.
I think it eases you into that. I think it's
All
like
right.
it lingers
Maybe on the
maybe a
visuals.
bit story wise, just because it needs
It
to
felt
prepare you for that.
long.
No, but the pacing was so fast on it. Like I think maybe it was that. It's again trying to help you get ready, and then once you're in it, then we can have these longer sequences. So
Sure, sure.
very very interesting.
All right, John Gunn says, I know you guys give me shit for not watching all the nominated films, but the truth is, me watching the films doesn't help predict the winners any better.
Whoa.
It gives context for why it was. Well, yeah, dude, that's like saying.
No, I don't
Yeah,
agree.
also,
I don't agree
also,
with that, John.
we're
My
not.
bad.
We're just saying
It gives you a whole.
it's
lot
better to
different
be
perspective.
wrong and like seeing the
Gun.
movies.
Oh gosh, look what
We're
you,
not
look
trying to
what you
win.
just said.
Rarely
I just
do
want
my-
to touch on this because this is the big problem with people not watching the Oscars or the films. He says, rarely do my favorite films even get love. If you predict the Oscars based on your personal opinion, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. That's not the point,
No,
John. You're
brother.
missing the point,
Come on,
dude.
brother.
You're,
Yeah.
you're,
I
you're
love you,
basically,
but
look,
no.
the
The
point
beauty
of
of
this
this
is
is
to
watching
celebrate
it.
good cinema.
Yeah.
You have to
That's
watch
the whole
them.
point here is
Yes.
to celebrate good cinema. And whether it's justified or it's not, that's the great conversation that we're having.
I think what's amazing is that when a lot of these films get their they get their flowers for what the crew put together
Yeah.
and what the filmmakers created in all these different categories.
And this year changed the fucking game again
For independent
it
cinema.
gave the
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
back to indie.
How
Yeah.
the turntables
That's so
have-
important, John.
But,
You gotta hold on to that.
I was
man.
gonna say
Also-
that for all the ones that win, and even for the people that are nominated, it makes me and I don't know, like my family, want to go back and watch
Yes,
those films.
exactly.
It's like okay, and then
Oh,
if
that
it does
one.
win, it's kind of like
Oh my
I
gosh,
didn't know
marriage,
that
yes,
door.
dude. People
I
were
have to
talking
go
about.
back.
I forget if it was like Coppola. I think it was Coppola when Megalopolis was coming out. He was saying like back in the day, you didn't have TikTok or some other bullshit tell you whether you should watch a film or not. You had a handful of critics in newspapers.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's it.
You had your own opinions
Yes!
back in the day, and honestly, I feel like that's what you need to do. That's why you
Yes.
gotta watch your movies, go to the
So
theaters.
like the
blah, blah, blah,
Oscars
blah.
is doing that again. Like
Yep.
to your point, it's saying like,
I
oh
defend you
shit,
a lot
that
of
one.
things,
I
John,
guess
but
we gotta
yeah,
go back
you
and
gotta
watch
watch
it.
it.
exactly.
Exactly. There's
You
no
have
right
to
or wrong
watch it.
way to like a movie. You just like
no.
what you like. Like me and John Eric, we dig Wicked. You guys are wrong, but that's
Yeah, I
okay.
had a cousin who's wrong.
100% wrong.
yeah, I have a cousin who's
110% wrong.
really wrong.
Hey, John Gunn, just for curiosity's sake, what were the films that you loved that didn't get nominated? I don't know.
Something tells me that John Gone would be a Nickel Boys kind of dude.
No, I think
didn't
No,
I
watch
think
he's more of.
Wicked.
Nah, he's more of a. And if you
Or
say that
Wicked.
fucking Zachary Levi film, dude, I'm just gonna ban you from the.
We're gonna turn off the TV.
Because he
Don't
was
worry,
like,
John Gunn, he
he
can't
wrote
ban you, I
a
know.
raving review on his Letterboxd on the new Zachary Levi faith-based film. Like,
You see,
yo,
there you go. Hey,
no.
that's a plug to John Gunn's letterbox.
Yeah, go check out John Gunn's
How
Letterboxd.
about-
I have Letterboxd. I don't write shit on it.
How about I ban you from this life?
Oh,
From the life.
spank him, spank
that's
him right
called
now,
murder.
bare bottom, like in Honora.
You're now banned from this
Bam,
That
life.
is it. Hey, Carlos, could you say a
If I'm
thing or
not
two?
involved.
Yeah, because you're banned from this life.
You've been logged off.
So anyway, Castro,
Yeah, that's me.
hey, you me. It's
Yeah,
a,
you
it's a
and me,
solo,
brother.
solo show
Hey,
for a little bit.
on the one on the
Where we
right
going?
is Instagram.
So,
yeah, the
Yeah.
one on the far right.
Yo,
is Instagram.
Instagrammers, what up,
is your
though?
least
Like, we're getting
favorite
our
moment
chats
from the Oscars, like the
or
show?
YouTube.
and TikTok.
El YouTube.
What up, though?
We got a lot of hate for it.
Instagram, say
The
something.
tribute. It kind of like bummed me.
damn.
Anyways,
And if you wanna-
oh, John Gon says I get.
Wait, I gave it 4 out of
Juan
5.
I gave it 4 out of 5. That literally just means I liked it, but didn't like.
Okay, thank you.
Which
don't-
one?
wait.
The Zachary Levi one?
What
okay.
did you like?
The
That's what I
Zachary
wanted to
Levi
know.
film,
Okay.
the faith-based one, I think.
Oh, here I asked this one to Castro, and he gave a repeat of his answer right now. But what was your favorite and least favorite moment of the Oscar ceremony?
Oh, that's interesting. I'd say that
His
my
least favorite was the memoriam because it bummed him
because
out.
it bummed everybody out. I'd say my favorite moment was
I was
just
having fun
everything
with
that
it.
Sean
Ah,
Baker
it's
was using his voice for. I didn't think he was going to do into the Oscars. I knew he was going to win, but I didn't think he was going to pull off an Independent Spirit Award speech, which was to save indie and save cinemas. I applauded so much. That was my favorite.
Yes,
thing
sir.
about it.
Man in the back with a stick.
I have my favorite and least favorite.
What's your
Can you
favorite
please
least
state your
favorite
name?
moment?
Can I go least favorite first?
Yes.
No.
The TD and audio mixing.
Oh,
Really?
my
Yeah,
For
God.
real,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
Whoever
Lord
directed the
have mercy.
Oscars this year,
Yeah, terrible.
you
Just put
updating
the-
your resume?
Just put the fries in the bag.
I wonder
bro.
who directed it.
Fries in the bag.
Just going off like a little bit on left field. Same thing happened with the All-Star game. Horrible production.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you guys,
Horrible production.
it's that fucking
Like, there was a lot
streamer
of dead
live shit,
space.
dude. It's-
No, but even beyond that, because it was live on ABC, it was just the directing of the show. There's good directors. Like Spike Lee directed the Oscars one year.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Yes, dude,
I'm
go look
trying
it up.
to-
There's like famous Brett Ratner,
I'm
friend
trying
of
to
the
check who
pod.
directed it this
Damn.
year.
I'm just saying, man. The last
But
trying to look to
there
see
was
who did.
when they were doing costuming, there was a moment when they switched to the wrong person and the wrong nominee. And and then they had to switch back, and it was while somebody else was talking,
There
it
was
was
even a
how
technical
the All-Star
glitch.
game
Like
was.
it
It
said,
was horrible.
like you saw the blank screen of the switcher. Okay, John Gall says Civil War, Late Night with the Devil, Challengers, juror number 2.
Yeah,
I wanna see Late Night with the
Challengers
Devil. Yeah,
was
same.
fantastic.
Juror number 2 was Clint Eastwood's last film.
I didn't.
I can't find the director, but Raj Kapoor and Katie Mullen were the exec producers on it.
Raj Kapoor.
John Gunn says, honestly, last year I saw less films than I wanted to, but for me, 2024 was a weak year in film. There was less films I loved. Okay. But I think it's safe to say that this year was a strong ass fucking year in
No,
film.
that's what
I
he's
feel like-
saying is that
last year was
year.
last year was.
Yeah,
I feel like it was very like.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're saying that this year for Oscars felt weak. John Gunn, like because he's saying last year, like 2024. No, for films felt weak.
No, I think he
Low-key-
means the Oscars race, like the Oscars of 2024.
Hey,
I
Dustin's
found the
here.
directors.
Who was it?
Dustin.
It was Hamish Hamilton most recently. Also directed the Super Bowl halftime show.
Which was
And
terrible.
the Grammys most recently. Also directed the Oscars last year. And Scott Gardner.
Speaking of which, that,
about
that
the
bit,
All-Star
I
Weekend?
love that bit, the whole Kendrick Lamar Drake
yeah.
thing. And then the writer tweeted, you guys see that? The writer was like, I bet the exec producer or the director that this joke was going to kill the Kendrick Lamar
Yeah.
Drake.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Joe, he's like, I bet him $50 that this joke would kill. And guess what? I just won $50.
Wow, that's
No,
great.
but I didn't finish my thing though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
so
hated the most.
What'd you love?
The set.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
production
set was
design.
really cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I loved how like it was the big A. And then like
Yeah.
the connecting point of the A was like where
Oh.
the balcony
And then there was like that
For
little circle.
Oscars.
For
That's
Academy.
oh,
For
I'm
Academy.
sorry.
Not just that, but like
Oscar starts with
the
A.
circle
Yeah,
and then the band.
Yeah.
Instead of a pit, there being a balcony. Yeah, I love that too. That
Oh,
was
that's
so
really
good.
cool.
That was really really great.
What about
are
you,
you doing?
CK?
You're orchestrating something or what?
I'm actually conducting an orchestra here.
Yeah,
You guys are killing it. Yeah.
He's directing.
Mine's
He's
a little flimsy.
we're a little.
This is his,
we're a little
It
offbeat.
happens to all of us, bro.
This is his audition to direct the next
John
Oscars.
Gunn, did you not see Honora, bro? What's the matter with you?
John Gunn. If
Dude,
you didn't
honestly,
see the best picture this
Juan
year,
Gunn, you gotta watch.
You are not
You gotta
allowed.
watch the Brutalist too.
Juan Gunn?
Juan Gunn, right
No,
there.
he said some I thought were great, some good,
Look,
but nothing
John
hit me
Gunn
on
about
an
to be John
emotional
Gunn.
level or personal level and inspired me as a filmmaker like previous years. Dude,
Dude, okay.
slept on.
Honora, Brutalist, Conclave, and then we'll see. We'll talk.
Well,
we'll
he
talk
says he
after
watched them and he gave Honora an example, a 5 out of 5. But it didn't hit you on an emotional level. Your rating, you're like Castro, bro. Like your rating
you
is
see-
saying one thing.
Whoa, whoa,
no,
whoa,
hold on.
whoa, whoa,
Your
whoa,
rating,
whoa.
your
Those are
words,
fighting words, bro.
your words are except it's like backwards. Your words are saying something and your ratings are saying another. Like you loved the film and gave it a 5 out of 5, but it didn't hit you on an emotional
Look,
level.
I say words.
Huh?
I say words, and whatever comes out, it just comes out.
All
Words
right.
are, mouth words are hard.
But that's okay. That's okay. You are entitled to your ratings and your opinions. But Eric, favorite and least favorite moment.
All right. Honestly, as I wasn't really rooting for Emilia Perez at all.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite moment of the night was Zoe's speech. Like, it actually
Immigrant.
kind of
Yes.
got like when she was like, "Mommy,
yeah.
mommy, mommy,
Yeah.
where are you?" Yo, and
Yeah,
she was
that
like
was
about to
cool.
break down.
Oh,
that
no,
shit
yeah.
kind of felt nice.
Immigrants and like that was
It was really,
Even
really
her dress
cool.
is pretty nice. I know that's not
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
with it.
No,
And then-
but she was working like you
I'm
could tell
down.
that she's been working like
She
on a
was
career
nice.
for a long, long time.
I hate that.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
man.
hearing.
No, we were talking about that
away.
with the headshots. Like she hasn't aged a bit, and that's why we
Yeah.
feel she hasn't been doing this for 40 years, but she
and then
has.
Timmy's headshot.
Timmy's headshot was
Oh, I
the
love
fucking
the fetus.
embryo or the fetus, whatever. Yeah.
No, but like I had heard somewhere that like one of her first big like break roles for her that she was really excited about was to work with Johnny Depp on the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
That's
Oh, yeah.
That she was one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crew
Like a
members that was
featured
going to be
extra
on
or
there,
something, right?
and she said that she just felt very like disrespected by him and
Yeah.
dismissed and very like
Not Johnny Depp, but the production in
production.
general.
yeah, like they just kind of dismissed her
Yeah.
and how discouraging to be in a place where you're amongst people that you feel like one day are going to be your peers and to get something like that, it discourages a lot of people from acting. And I feel like she's pushed through. She's really built up herself as a an actor
for sure.
Absolutely.
So it's great to see something like that. Like when you saw her speech, it was very emotional. Of like
For sure.
she got
She
the
deserved it.
well deserved.
Yeah, I agree.
For
And again, we
everything
talked
she did,
about
yeah.
this in like
I'm
the
not mad at
nods
that.
on how like you had people compare acting versus merit, and in this case,
Yeah.
merit won.
Yeah.
She did a good job acting, but she did a phenomenal job as a musical performer for musical feature film. John Gunn, my dog, He said yes, because there's films you watch once and don't have interest in seeing again. Films like Everything Everywhere All at Once, Wind River, Manchester by the Sea. What? You don't want to see these films again?
Okay, John Gunn.
You know what? To bring up his point, like I never want to see all that jazz again.
Well, no,
Yo,
I do.
That's different.
What?
That's different.
I do.
Well, it's
That's
like
different.
no, it's one of those things where like, do I really want to hate
No,
myself?
but
He
Do I wanna-
said
do
he
I
doesn't
wanna
want to watch
feel
no
bad?
because he's lost interest. But no, okay, forget that. You're entitled to your opinion.
Exactly.
Yes.
God bless. God bless.
God bless, do less. I
should
love
watch it more.
Nora, but I don't have that same energy in watching it again unless my wife wants to see it.
God bless. Okay, God bless.
And
so,
I meant those are the ones. I just want to hear Delo say "God bless" again.
I didn't want to rewatch.
okay, moving on to wonderful things. Wonderful things.
Yo,
wait. Real quick,
two season here.
Wonderful
I mean,
things
2C.
like
Crispy-
I'm still
crispy-
here
No.
beating Amelia
Before we
Perez.
finish that,
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna finish off the circle. Like you said, you
like a
hated
circle.
the memoriam, but what did you like about
Crispy
the Oscars?
Sprite. What up?
I think, like I said, Conan was a nice breath of fresh air. I think.
Conan killed it.
He killed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. Has there ever been back to back?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
My guy.
I don't
Yo,
even watch
give me the
Dynasty.
exact number. I always say like
And I
13,
fucking
but
won't.
Billy Crystal, he hosted it how many times back to back?
Oh, so those are back to back?
Oh, yeah. Billy
Oh,
Crystal.
that's fucking awesome.
They
I think
love
there
Billy
was a
Crystal.
lapse, like 2 years or something like that, but Billy Crystal holds the record. But I mean, Kimmel did 2 years in a row, didn't he?
No, he's done like I think
Four.
I didn't know. My bad. My apologies if
Something like
I just didn't know.
I want to argue.
Like,
John
Thoughts
Gunn,
more,
John
but I
Gunn says,
have-
I want to argue my thoughts more, but I have a live shot to go to.
You know what? God bless. God bless.
God
you know,
bless,
like,
God bless.
Hey,
Go
John
ahead.
Gunn,
Hey.
it's windy.
Yo,
yeah,
John
no,
Gunn, let's
stay
go.
safe
Right.
out there. Stay safe out there.
This is why it's easier for me to explain this shit in person.
No,
is
well,
it?
God bless. I am excited to hear about your opinion, and we will get into
Yeah,
it.
we'll talk about it in person, dog.
Yes,
Just come by the
yes.
studio.
Come by, please.
What's the number for Billy Crystal?
God bless.
Damn, this
Oh,
whole
I was
time.
supposed to look it up. My bad.
Yes, producers with
We're,
computers in front of your
I
face.
got his number. Hold on.
We're slacking it.
Guys, don't be on your phones. It's unprofessional. Then fucking help us out here.
You're killing me, Small.
Okay, I guess we can move on to international because nobody really cared about what I liked
I
about
was
the Oscars.
trying to, dude. One of the best feelings of international was that Amelia Perez lost to "I'm Still Here." That
Wow,
felt
I don't
fucking
like-
nice. Oh fuck yeah!
I-
Because bro,
Jerry,
you guys didn't feel
Jerry,
a way
Jerry.
seeing like
I know.
a Mexican
Wrong
story,
show.
but then you see the word France above it.
Yeah, no, it did feel bad.
It felt like
that
fuck,
that moment was
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like international for sure.
Yo, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Bob Hope
Bob Hope.
Bob
did
Hope.
it total 19 times, but
Bob
only
Hope.
did like maybe 3 or 4 years max. Billy Crystal 9 times,
9.
See, I didn't know this. This is
but he did it
I
4
think Conan should host
years in
next
a
year.
row.
just how he did
Johnny
this.
should
Carson
host,
5 times. Did
Johnny
it
Carson for real?
4 years in a row. Jack Lemmon 4 times.
Jack Lemmon, fuck yeah.
Never did back to back. Whoopi Goldberg 4 times. Never
I
did back to
don't
back.
care. I don't care about her.
Kimmel did it 4 times, both times back to back. So I guess it's
Yeah.
It's a
I grew
mixed
up
bag.
on Bob Hope.
I wouldn't
So
mind
Bob
seeing.
Hope's the record holder.
I wouldn't mind seeing Conan again.
I
feel-
agree.
Yeah,
I'm down
like,
for
that's
another
what, that's
Conan
what I was
year.
headed to. Like,
Hey, what was your favorite thing about the Oscars, buddy?
No one cares.
I care.
I care.
Anyway, so talking about international
Hey,
features.
dude.
great.
Just kidding.
I
You know what? I'm gonna do this. You ready?
No.
Wow, what a breath of fresh air. CK. No, you can put CK back on. He's all right.
All right, God bless you.
I love that guy. I think my least favorite part was it was the Andrew Garfield moment because I saw him like pouring his heart out and her just not being into it.
Yeah, she didn't seem into it.
Oh no, did we die? What happened?
This live.
I was giving you the opportunity to not get
all you,
interrupted.
baby.
Oh,
We're
okay.
all
I didn't know. I
muted.
was like, oh god.
We're
No,
all muted.
So yeah, I love that. I hated that. No, yeah. With Andrew Garfield, but then afterwards, I thought it was really cool that this year it was an interesting dynamic to see that instead of all the best song or original song nominations perform, that we had all these different performances from different people. Like I know it was kind of like weird, like the James Bond segment that we just kind of had.
Yeah, I didn't dig that.
Yeah,
I didn't dig it.
Like that was
weird.
kind of
It
weird,
felt
but
pointless, kind of like.
It felt forced.
yeah,
It
like-
just felt weird. It felt like filler.
Yeah, but I will say that the production value, like all the different like performances they put
Wicked
on,
one
they
was
were all
pretty good.
really strong. That opening was really strong.
We should also note that for international feature film, an animated film was up for best international.
Yeah, but it didn't get
Flow.
anything, so that's all. I'm kidding.
It won for animation. What do you mean?
It really did flow.
You guys want to know a fun fact about that one?
Yeah.
It's an indie film.
Indie animated film.
It's on Max right now.
It's on Max.
I'll watch
See,
it.
nah, that's impressive, man. An animation without a big studio. That's
But
All right, moving
hard.
on. Moving on. Brazil. Oh, you guys see the video though? Like while we're on it, you guys see the video of like people in Brazil watching the Oscars?
Yeah.
And then when they won, they like caused a fucking riot.
Yeah.
Really?
They projected it.
Rightfully so,
They
man.
projected on like the side of a
On
building.
the side of a building and
Dude,
shit. That was
fuck
so
yeah.
cool.
That
Good
was
for
That's
them.
amazing.
It's their first year. It's the first year Brazil has ever won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot of first. Like I remember Zoe
Also, yeah.
Zandania.
Saldana.
She's the first.
First Dominican Republican to win an
Yeah.
Oscar.
Also,
She was very well aware.
first-
She's like, I'm the first Dominican Republican. And she said, I hope there's more. That's such
no,
a
and I won't be the
grandma.
last.
And I won't be the last.
For costuming, it was the first person of color.
Black person.
Yeah, black person to win it.
Hell yeah.
Brazil's first one to win an Oscar. There was a couple of firsts. It was a very
was.
historic Oscar.
How do we feel about production design, guys?
Production design, I know that Wicked won it, and it's
Brutal is-
fine for what it is.
For sure.
I'm gonna say what everybody here doesn't
thinking.
believe.
Hot
But
take?
Wiki deserved that shit by a mile. I'm not gonna lie.
I was actually gonna say I would have been happy with any of these winning.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Yeah.
the Brutalist, I would, like, if it would have won, I'd been like,
Not
all right.
mad at any of these.
Yeah.
But Wicked, I mean,
Wicked
they
for sure.
literally created a whole world, like a different whole world, and then every single detail, the walls, the.
You're talking
the
to me,
whole-
man.
I'm gonna sound like a
I'm talking to
communist.
you. I'm talking
Yeah,
to
you're
just
talking
you
to
at
me,
this
yeah,
point.
I'm gonna sound like a
Preach, baby.
communist. Maybe there are certain things. They're like the Hunger Games, you know. Maybe there are certain things that we just say, all right, every movie this year gets 50 mil for production design,
Hey.
like across the board.
And
Because
then
that's
let
not fair.
children
You're
beat
right.
each
They
other
built a
up.
whole fucking
That
world,
is
but it was also a
interesting.
$200 million
That's
film.
an interesting sight.
Brutalist built their building with only 10 million.
Yeah.
Not
They
just the
didn't build
building,
those.
but the house, I mean
Yeah.
everything.
Conclave rebuilt the Sistine Chapel,
It was
whatever it
mostly
is.
inside, but yeah, I
You
get it.
No,
know what?
but
And
I mean, like, for
Honora
all
too.
the-
Honora did some shit when it came to production design.
Yeah, but
They
it
just
didn't
didn't get nominated, but that's what I'm saying.
But it was.
It was a
Wicked.
$6 million budget.
But it was just thousand. Bro.
Yeah, it's-
But
it's-
I mean,
Exactly.
Here's,
Exactly. I feel
here's
you,
the
I feel
thing.
you.
Here's the thing. I
Compared
know
that to
that
Wicked? Come
like,
on, brother,
like
what are
no,
we
no,
doing?
no. I know that
What are we
Wicked
talking
got
about?
it, and Wicked had a large budget, but I also feel like it's giving credit that with the budget going into an area like the production design, they did the most. They did the maximum, and I think we want to applaud the people who were
Yeah.
able to do the maximum
Yeah,
in an
for
area.
sure,
You're
for
not
sure.
gonna
And,
do
you know,
it,
it's
me.
something like that.
If you're gonna
Fucking John
if you're
guy.
gonna celebrate everything everywhere all at once as a film for maximalism, then Wicked deserves to win production design as
Yes.
a maximalist film.
I'll
Yes.
say this.
Nobody's arguing with you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
throw
yeah.
down
Yo,
right
yo,
now.
I'll
Calm the
throw
fuck
down right
down.
now.
Oh,
Look,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys know this. I'll repeat this before we move on, but anything
On the
Wizard of
road.
Oz, I'm all for, man. Wizard of Oz is such a revolutionary picture for cinema. It's such a special place in my heart. I love the Wizard of Oz, and the fact that you can expand that world and show more of it,
Just a
I
shitload
applaud
of
it. I
asbestos.
applaud it for sure. We get to see inside the Wiz's home a little more intricately. We get to see the attic
Yeah,
kind
like-
of situation with the. And I love that they brought back the hot air balloon. You know,
Yeah.
that was a nod to
No, when-
how he arrived
like-
into this town and shit like that. I thought it was cool. It was cool.
When I watch The Wizard of Oz, I think about all the B characters and where they went to college. So I'm really glad that
That was a
Wiki
good
would
joke.
finally able to accomplish that.
Stop fucking trading swords or whatever.
We're
right, you
we're
guys
comparing.
Crossing streams.
We're gonna
have
compare
one
sizes.
We have one category left, the best one.
Oh,
Oh,
Editing?
shit. Well,
Mine.
we haven't talked about best acting.
it's mine.
Best
Yes.
picture. Yes, we have.
Cinematography.
Oh shit, we did.
Cinematography.
Guys, our poor listeners, dude.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
My
for real?
ears hurt.
Okay.
dog. Just because
Hijo
you're
de
not
mi
wearing
hijo.
in-ears,
No.
motherfucker,
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
they
mean
work.
they don't work. Well, say something.
No, I don't want to mess up the thing, but I don't know. We're good. We're good.
All right, last category. We have talked about everything else, but I purposely
Film
saved this one.
editing.
Wait, we didn't talk about cinematography.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
When?
we did enough.
Yeah,
Yes, right before
we talked about Greg
Brody.
Fraser's.
Oh,
The
we
Love
did,
of
though.
Him,
We did, though.
And
Oh,
Lowell.
we didn't talk about it more. I want more.
Film editing.
Okay, wait. Hey,
Director.
Austin. You have full permission. Mute everybody. Let us know your thoughts on editing.
Yeah,
Everybody,
man, I just wanna hear
including.
this. I know.
So my thoughts are
You see, we share the same channel, so I get a say in this as well.
You guys are mean. I don't know why you're talking. Hey, we should just keep this up, huh?
This is kind of nice.
It
yeah.
is.
Hey,
Don't even look at it.
How was your day so far?
It was good.
Hey, do you want to continue to?
You know, I slept really well today. I had some chicken tacos right before coming here.
I heard. Was it my brother and I were shit talking Jack in the Box earlier today?
Why Jack in the Box? What's
Because
wrong with
apparently the tacos are like this big.
it? Oh, well, did you get the mini ones or did you get like the regular tacos?
Well, we didn't even go. We went to Taco Bell instead.
So you're shit talking the. So you're shit talking the Jack in the Box tacos, but you didn't even go.
All right, let's turn it back on. All right,
Cut to the law.
film.
No, but what
editing.
you think
That's
of the
not
film
creepy
editing?
at all.
Film
That's
editing.
not creepy at all. John Gunn says, if you hear a knock at your studio, it's me.
So
We got a
editing.
doorbell,
All right.
dog.
It'd be freaky if it was a
editing.
window.
Okay, wait.
Editing.
I have genuine questions.
On
I may
editing?
have answers.
No, who are you people? I'm freaking out.
Baked.
Yeah, I think I just came out of a high. No,
Look,
no.
man, it was a director who
Put a
edited his
gummy
own
in your coffee,
picture.
bro.
Can I talk about it?
No, well, stop talking about fucking tacos and talk about
You
it.
lost it, man.
Dude, I've always fucking said it. A lot of people believe, and yes, it's true that,
That the
really
Jack in the
great
Box tacos
directors.
are small.
Yeah, the really great directors were once actors, but I feel like if you want to be the best kind of director, you got to be an editor before that.
please
Robert
don't.
Rodriguez
Please
does
don't.
that a lot.
Please
Oh,
don't.
I don't know, man.
Please
It's a
don't.
very conflicting thing. It's a very conflicting thing for me
It's
because
good to have that in
it's
your
good
arsenal.
to have the knowledge on how
for
to
sure.
communicate it for
Yeah.
sure.
It's good to have that arsenal.
But I think you can overcut your shit to death, and I think somebody with a particular eye needs to be the one to be like, "Yo, explore this," because you're just seeing it
Yeah.
like this. And I also don't applaud most directors that shoot for edit. I just don't.
Nah, I'm with you, man. I'm an actor's director, man. I like those. I don't like those guys that just.
I think
Shoot for edit.
I think
don't
the
know.
best cinematographers like cinematography.
Nice.
I don't like shooting for edit, man. I hate it. I hate when people do it. It feels so limiting and so
I
constricting.
told that to Danny, to Towley, and he was like, "What do you mean you don't shoot to edit?"
Well, because he's an editor.
Yeah, he got mad at me. I was like,
but then
some people
again,
don't.
it goes into that thing where
He
like
also works for the news, so he's just
Yeah.
I just felt so stupid. I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, I was like,
No, it's
"What do you mean you
because
don't?" I was like, "I'm sorry,
I
man."
think people who shoot for coverage believe that there's gems in every moment in all the takes, and then people who shoot to edit only see that I only need this little piece
little
to
piece.
make the film work, but I don't
Yeah.
need all this other fluff and stuff like that. Like if you look at films
Well,
like
This isn't against your point,
that
by
is
the way.
that is. I feel like it's a nice balance between the two because
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock famously shot to edit. Like he would
Yeah.
only
No,
piece
there's
and
good
piece
and
and piece
bad
and
of that.
touch.
yeah.
There's just
Yeah,
just
Most
and-
recently, I'm thinking of something like Tar. When you look at Tar and the composition of the shots, they didn't
Oh.
cut to a lot of coverage.
Yeah.
They used
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
like single takes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
but
I
I,
love
feel
the
like
actors
that's
now.
That's
okay,
not
you
against
know
your
what?
point, by the way. Like, it doesn't. I think a director does need to know the lingo, know how to communicate with their
Alright.
editors, and needs to know that type of thing. Yeah.
a good balance between the two.
Yo, Fort Worth, Texas. Huh? Austin, what's going on?
No, I was
What's
just
going on?
gonna.
This guy's having a stroke or something.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Sorry, I forgot your name.
I prefer
That's
Dallas.
Bones. Shout out
Man
to
in the
Bones. He's in
back.
Fort Worth.
No,
Johnny
I was gonna
Bones.
say I do, so you have to be smart about what you shoot.
Yeah, it also
Exactly.
dictates budget. No,
But-
and that, even nowadays, it dictates time, which dictates budget, right?
And it
If
also
you're shooting
dictates
for edit,
creativity too.
Well, it was more for that. You didn't want to waste film on stuff
Yeah.
you didn't need.
Yeah.
And even today, there's still directors that kind of like follow that same philosophy we do. But I do agree that like you do have to be come from an acting world in order to be a director because there is a different brain that an actor goes in, and if you understand that, it very much helps out the performance, which is basically the center of every film.
I agree with you, but I also agree with Carlos where he. Man, it's like a coach, right? You want him to know about everything.
Well, I'm gonna toss this out there. There's
I'm with
coaches. There,
Exactly. I feel like the best kind of directors are the ones that are doing both.
yeah.
But
I don't know
it
about
goes
that.
into
I mean,
whole
I've
thing.
never really acted before, but
Yeah.
I've studied the game religiously to know what good acting is, right? So you judge the performances based on what sensibilities.
No, but what he's saying is it's different acting. Like you
Yeah.
never acted, and I think it will give you a good insight into it.
I don't think
I don't think you studied it.
it's good insight, but I don't think you have to do it.
No, you don't. But I agree with him. Like it'll give you a different
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it goes
would,
into
it
that whole thing.
definitely
Like
would.
you don't have to be an editor as a
Yeah.
director, but the same thing. Like it'll give you a different perspective on editing. Like
Yeah.
when you're filming something to shit and you're getting different angles
You don't
of all
have
the
to,
whole
right?
thing.
But yeah, it's-
Exactly. It'll help out.
I'll say this for like a Nora at least. the styling of the film.
He just looks like John Lithgow right now. Let him talk too. It's editing.
What?
It's his category.
No, it's all right. Let him finish his.
No. He's good.
All right,
He lost his place.
Okay.
Damn. Talking about tacos.
And you just lost your mic.
All right.
Yeah.
Got him.
You just made the list.
Just made the list, bitch. Go on.
No. I'll just say that, like, at least for like a Nora, when you watch the film, you can tell that, like, at his directing style, he knew what he wanted. He knew what he wanted out of certain beats. The one that comes to mind specifically, and as far as like shooting for the edit, is like the times when she's like, "Oh, if you guys don't let me go, I'm going to scream," and then it's just a single shot of her just screaming. But it's knowing that it's knowing like
it's
what
knowing
what you want to
inserts are,
accomplish with certain shots and certain beats and certain moments. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Austin,
Now officially
why
the
did
Austin
Nora win?
Nora won. I wanted on a personal preference.
It won because it was edited on Premiere Pro.
Well, besides, dude, Adobe
fucking
posted it
fast.
so
I saw Adobe
fast.
like commented on this post.
No,
right
they
away.
posted it about it so fast.
Fuck yeah.
I was literally talking to Jason about that last night. The Premiere is slowly becoming the standard now.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Anyways,
a Premiere
Nora. I kind of want to talk about each film individually, except for Wicked, because Wicked didn't deserve to be nominated
Please do.
whatsoever.
Please do.
It was
Hey,
terrible.
you can
dude.
skip the last two if you want.
Emilia Perez was great on the editing front, dude. Are you kidding me?
I'm saying you could. if you
Let him
want.
talk.
Wicked was just terrible. It didn't deserve to be there. Emilia Perez was great on the editing front, especially a music was challenging for anybody. Like even I struggled to edit stuff. Like
I mean, it's hard when it's horrible. Yeah.
well, when you
I
have
get it.
great footage and decent choreography and great performances, it's a lot harder. You know, it's a great film, guys. So you should watch if you haven't. But going on to like Conclave, I loved it because it brought you into that world. The way the shot sat and
Fuck yeah.
it's the cuts it would make. Even like there was some stuff where maybe I would have done differently, but it was just overall the way it made you feel like you were inside the Conclave with a certain
This
cuts.
political fucking.
I have a question for you.
Let him finish.
I have like quick thoughts on each film,
cool.
and then Brutalist. I feel when I first saw it, I was like, "Wow, this was great edited." But the more I sat on it, I feel like it only deserved the nom because of the pacing. It didn't have anything.
Yeah.
It didn't have anything creatively when it came to the editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That deserved it. It was solely for the pacing.
Well,
because
because
it
what
didn't
about
feel-
what makes the Brutalist good is how much we linger on shots.
Well, that too. But I was gonna say is it doesn't feel like it's a 3.5 hour film.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel like a lot of those longer films, when they do get noms for editing, is solely because of pacing.
Nominated.
And Nora did like every single thing great. It lingered on shots. It cut quickly. It made you feel whenever what's her name in the film?
Sammy.
No. Well, sorry, I'm an idiot. When
Ivan?
when Nora's
Ivan?
like going through stuff,
Honey.
you feel it through the cuts. When she's anxious and not knowing what the hell's going on, it's boom, 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 boom. When she's trying to gather her thoughts, it's a little slower.
Close-ups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just her, but even like I think a lot about, and when it comes to the editing, I think a lot about the baptism scene. You know, this guy's getting the call. It's like this
Oh, yeah.
smooth thing, and then it slowly progresses and it builds up. It's great.
And I think that's a skill that I'm even trying to perfect myself as an editor. It's
Yeah.
Especially towards the end.
It's great.
The
Dude,
end, man.
but
It,
that's why I fully feel Lenora won and none of the other ones did.
Yeah.
You know,
Wicked's the other one that shouldn't have been there.
you know, it's a great medium to check out if you want to be a better editor. Funny enough, graphic novels.
Graphic novel.
Graphic novels. I'll bring a couple over here to the
Graphic
office one day.
yeah.
There's Mouse. There's this
Mouse
one
in
guy
the
named
house.
Nick Dernasso who like phenomenal. Like you guys just have to check it out. It's
Even for, I mean, it was kind of stolen and fucked around with and like beat into a pulp, but like on how they used it and reused it and like, but Frank Miller's work.
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller, he did 300, he did The Watchmen, he did
This
Batman,
is
he did The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight
Yeah.
was Frank Miller's. Like that's his. That's what Nolan took and made. But more importantly, or most importantly, or most notably, he did Sin City, and that's Rodriguez was like, I'm gonna make this book into a film because look at this
Sin
shit.
City.
I love Sin City. What the fuck is the matter with you? Sin City's
I have to give it
phenomenal.
another watch because when I watched it as a kid, it was just I didn't get it.
I even like the second
didn't
one. The
get it.
second one was good too. Yeah. Sin City's really good.
This noir type of.
But yeah, I mean, I could talk
action.
about it more, but that's what
I have a question for you because while we have you talking, I want
you're
to
on the
know because this is a good segue into we're not going back to cinematography.
Wait,
We're
but
going
I
to
didn't
Best
give all
Picture.
my opinions.
No,
I gotta
No,
pee
no.
again,
I
bro.
want to talk about this is a good
LOL
segue into Best Picture. You as a producer, how do you feel? For instance, in the case of Honora, which one? There's 4 producers. A lot of the times there's one. A lot of times there's 2. How do you feel about that collaborative kind of factor because producing is the least quote unquote creative, and it'll get the most like team dynamic when it comes to winning an Oscar. Like, well, the 10 people will go up on the stage and fucking take it.
I don't know if you noticed, most of the time for Best Picture, everybody just goes up.
Well, no, I know. Like, cast, everybody. But what I mean is, who's getting the Oscar for Best Picture? In the case of Anora, 4 producers were.
Like, who takes it home?
Yeah, the producers do.
So how do you feel about that in terms? I mean, like sometimes there's 3 editors or 2 editors. There's hardly ever 2 DPs or anything like that. But with producers, there's almost always a producing team, no matter the budget.
You need it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're grateful and happy to like share that fucking.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah.
Because it's a team that works together. It's that team element.
It's just
and then
look,
the work
And
is
also, it's so, like, I think,
it's spread out.
for example, something like Nora, I can't even imagine the challenge
Yeah.
that those producers went through.
Exactly.
Shooting in New York
Imagine just
for
one.
$6 million.
Exactly.
And in Vegas for $6 million.
for how many days?
36
36
days.
days. But that's my point is that, like, let's face it, as artists, as filmmakers, we're so self-indulgent that producing will get the least amount of credit for doing the most amount of work. And again, most of the time it's this team, this really kind of strong team. And directors will hardly ever want to give a co-directing nod, like, you know what I'm saying? Unless your buddies like the Daniels or something. But like, it's very kind of self-indulgent. But producers,
leaders,
I like
who
that
always
too.
Like,
Yeah,
the best kind of producers are the ones that have the mindset, and this is something that I learned from a producer in LA. Actually,
Well, I thought you was gonna say
you can
Tommy.
say our names. It's okay.
Yeah, I thought you was
Wow.
gonna say
Just
me.
sprinkle our
Here you
names in
go.
there.
No, but I was talking to one, and I asked him, like, dude, how are you seeing how you work with the UPM, the AD department, like you're being pulled, plus the distribution company that we were working with. How do you do it all? And he was just like, honestly, I see myself as like, I'm here to serve everybody, get everybody what they need in order to thrive. And I feel like that's why when a producer wins, they usually lead with that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
So it feels very much like
And that's
I was serving
Austin
everybody
for
else.
sure. That's Austin's mentality for sure.
That's
Like,
our dog Austin
We're
back
here to
there,
serve
man.
the
Dog right
picture.
there, bam.
yeah.
It's a dog.
I feel like I'm having a weird
Austin Young?
Mandela
Yeah, we
effect.
Eric Nunez?
What?
Dog. Carlos de la Torre? Dog.
I think the coffee.
Now you're having the stroke.
Puppy.
You think he notices? Oh, he doesn't have his earphones in, so he doesn't know.
Yeah, I noticed that right off the bat.
Dog.
So
Horny dog.
I feel like I'm having a Mandela effect, but I thought this was going to be the first year that they had casting.
Nah, they talked about it, but
Guess
it was
what?
never official.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're not implementing it into the
You know
Oscars?
what? Like the casting director?
Yeah.
I think that would be a disaster.
Look, dude, I feel very conflicted about this because
You know why, right?
it's going to be.
What?
Everybody would be looking for them.
No, but they already do.
No, but putting it out there?
Look,
Oh, then now it
Casting
starts
directors are
next
like-
year.
it does start
They
next
want
year.
to be not known. 'Cause
I feel very conflicted about that. Look, applause to all casting directors out there. They do a
Yes.
phenomenal job of getting together, whittling down this huge list to like, I'm going
I
to
think
put
it would be
10 in front of the
dangerous to have
director,
them.
whatever. But what I feel conflicted about is a director at the end of the day needs to be the captain of the ship. They have to choose their cast. And it's the same way I feel about editing, cinematography. Some choices are editing, cinematographers' choices. Most of the choices are the director's choice, and they won't get the credit for that because of the medium. When it comes to adding a category to the Oscars for casting, it's saying the director didn't choose them, this person did.
Yeah.
And I feel very conflicted about that.
So do you
Dude,
think stunt people should have one before casting directors?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
fucking,
by a fucking
absolutely, because
mile.
a director could never.
And
They
he-
could judge the performances for a stunt, obviously, but no, dude, yeah, a stunt team should have an Oscar nod before a casting director does. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Any film school you go to will tell you 80%, 90% of the director's job is casting.
It's casting.
It's casting. That's it.
Absolutely.
Everything.
I
And then
agree.
the other 10,
They have
20% is
to-
having the vision,
Yeah.
communicating it.
The
It's a
vision,
very conflicting thing for
100%.
me.
interesting.
I do think they've been talking about the stunt Oscar for fucking 5 years, man. Like, do that before
No,
you do
and I
casting.
mean that's why the whole Fall Guy was made is
Right.
just to really acknowledge like
Yeah.
there's so
And they
much.
did a great
But are we
job
asking
about
the
it.
right question? Why isn't it?
Oh, sorry.
Why
What's up?
isn't stunts?
Yeah.
I mean, it just hasn't been a category that was honored for a long time. It hasn't.
But like,
Damn, Jackie Chan
I'm
would
going out of left field. It's like the singer that doesn't get the face for it, right? It's like whoever wrote and sang this for Rihanna, but Rihanna gets the credit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, even then, right? The Grammys will honor the songwriter.
That's why like, I think that's why they're not.
It's a
the
fair
stuntman.
point,
'Cause
but
the
let's
stuntman
face
is
it, dude.
not-
The Oscars in the past 5 years,
it's taking away credit from the actor.
they're
the
not
stuntman.
just taking away credit, but the dude editing was fucking giving over commercials at one point.
Until a bunch of people stepped up.
Yeah,
No,
dude,
and then
like
also
Drake's
they wanted
Ghost
to do the
Rider.
same thing with cinematography, and I
Yeah.
forgot what year that was.
Oh, Carlos is taking shots.
What?
like Drake's Ghost Rider.
Ooh, who's this Dustin guy? I love this guy, bro.
No, but like,
Move him all the way to 1, bro. Number 1 right
Make
there.
him number one. He was number 1.
oh no, I just remember there was one year that cinematography was also going to go on during commercial break. And I remember Will Ferrell like announced the nominations for cinematography, and it was him and I forgot who else, but they're like cinematography, the men and women working every day to make sure everybody gets fed on set. They are the backbone
Oh,
behind.
it was Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler,
yeah,
right?
and then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I've been told that cinematography is about the people who
cameras or something.
do cameras or something."
I love it.
But yeah, it's all those fields that like if you don't understand what those people do, then it's easy to just kind of brush away because
Speaking of, we have
We have 2 love messages.
we have a love message.
Whoa.
Dead girl Meg. Hello.
Hold on, Delal.
how are you?
Delal,
Oh, God.
Delal, I'll give you 30 seconds. Talk to her.
Love you, Carlos.
Hey, baby girl, how you doing? You know I miss you, Pookie.
I thought you only called me that.
What? No, not in front of the women's.
Pookie's me, bro.
No, you can be Pookie somewhere else.
Yeah.
Baby,
And then
I love you.
Crispy
Thank you
said,
for
"Love you,
tuning in. I'm
you
so
too, Crispy.
wait, real quick.
Ask a question.
Real quick. I want to just mention to my lovely girlfriend Meg. Thank
Watch
you.
me a badass.
No.
sorry.
Thank you for coming on right now. Thank you for coming on the show.
Get it together. What?
Shut the fuck. Thank you for joining us.
This
at
is a PG-13.
Thank you for accompanying us at this part of the show because guess what? We already finished talking about Emilia Perez and we're not going to talk about it anymore. So you came at the perfect time because, God, I can't handle another comment of how much that film sucked and we
Yeah.
haven't watched it together and it's just, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
We're
Speaking
also
of
not
which,
going
like,
to comment on cinematography
I gotta
anymore.
pee,
either.
bro.
where?
Then go pee.
I think we've made it to God bless.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
we made
wanna-
it to the end here,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I think we talked about
God bless.
we talked about Best Picture.
Yeah, I
already.
know you hate a movie you didn't watch, babe. It's okay.
Damn.
It's cool.
It's okay.
It's cool.
You're not alone.
It's
Yeah, I think we talked about everything, right?
yeah, man.
Did we get the big 2 directing Best Picture?
We talked about Best Picture, right? We just kind
We
of
haven't really talked too much about directing, though.
But do we have to? I mean, Sean Baker
Sean
by
Baker,
a
we
fucking
did a lot.
mile. Hell yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
it's all
well,
encompassing. Best Picture because it's for Nora, and it encompasses everything from editing, directing. I mean, if you want to kind of go off, so let me throw a question at you, and we can go into Best Picture already. Nora winning Best Picture.
Yeah.
Along with talking about how editing was almost gonna get swept under commercial and cinematography, I remember there was a year I asked you, I'm like, what does a director do? Because it's so big and so invisible. And I know that you've even struggled with the idea of like when you direct a film at first, it's like did I do anything? And there's a weird kind of emotional battle that happens with directing because it's almost like the captain of the ship, but people notice the ship before they notice the captain, you know?
Sure.
And so what did Sean Baker do for Nora that you feel like I could see him as a director shine? Like what's amazing about the directing stylings of something like that? Like what is highlighted for you? What do you see? Do you just see everything, or do you do you see the ship?
Well,
Or
that's the thing, right? The all-encompassing thing of directing. It's similar to your sentiment about Best Picture, but a director will know how to marry all of these art forms seamlessly.
Ooh.
And again, I'm not saying that somebody like Brady Corbet or James Mangold, all very, very talented filmmakers, but I think they had the only other person that I would say has found their voice cinematically is James Mangold. James Mangold knew what he was doing. He knew what he wanted to get out of that picture. I don't think anybody else is as strong comparatively to Sean Baker. Sean Baker knew what he wanted to do since Tangerine, man, since before Tangerine. And Tangerine up to the Florida Project, up to like has been developing his voice. Red Rocket, I've seen of Red Rocket, I haven't finished Red Rocket, but he knows. You know it's a Sean Baker thing. And what's funny is that he's not even fucking hiding it. Every single font of every single one of his films has been the exact same. Every single font.
Holy
Papyrus.
shit, you're right.
He's not even hiding. No, it's not Papyrus.
I was just thinking about the Tangerine poster. It's
He's
the same
not,
thing.
or Florida
an
Project. He's not
auteur.
hiding it.
Auteur.
Like he's found his voice. He knows what kind of stories he wants to tell. And Honora, marries that beautifully. His voice is like, no, I know who I want. I know that I'm going to get somebody like Mikey. Like he even thanked Tarantino in his speech and said, if you wouldn't have cast her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we wouldn't be making a Nora, you know? And again, somebody like Sean Baker, I respect as a director, as a writer too, because he got the idea for a Nora.
Yeah.
And then went to go watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Scream, I think, and was like, that's her. That's the girl I want. And then had a meeting with Mikey Madison a year before he even wrote the script.
He knew.
Casting.
He knew. Again, he's developing this voice and very shamelessly knows, I want this to be indie. I know what films are going to influence me. And again, he's a student of the game. I've said this before. You know, he gets films like Knights of Kyberia to be a strong foundation of like, I loved what that film made me feel. You watch Knights of Kyberia comparatively, and the bookend shots, the opening shot of this streetwalker getting her purse taken away from the love of her life, and then the bookend shot of like the very Fellini thing to do of like, life's a circus, let's enjoy it and let's walk the streets. And it's like Sean Baker knew what to take from that and place inside Annie. And that's you can't do that with one singular element of cinema. You have to marry them all beautifully. And Sean Baker knew how to do that.
It's like a circle. He came
Everybody
down all the
says,
way.
like the people who didn't agree with Sean Baker winning anything for an or no, I've had people tell me that in the past couple of days or past day is because they don't understand that to them it's just like, but the movie that was easy. Like it was just like another movie.
Made it look easy.
It made it look easy because it's palatable. Because it's not just for cinephiles. It's also for people, you know, adults anyways.
Okay.
It's made to look easy because of how much you can connect with this film very easily. The only other person that does that seamlessly is like Spielberg. Again, two very different filmmakers, but for a guy to take personal stories and say, hey, this is universal. Anybody can feel this way. Anybody can feel cheated with life. Anybody can feel used and abused. And when the sexual components come into play, you might feel that too. It's hard, dude. It's so hard to be a director. And Sean Baker understands that.
I'll also say that, like, especially like with this last film, I was on, what is it called? Crawford. Like, I noticed a lot more conversations that I guess I just wasn't paying attention to before. You know, and you've probably had it too with, like, as an actor, the whole what's my motivation or like what is this character feeling? And it's amazing because when you read a script, there's a million different ways you can act out the same line, right? It's like, is it subtle? Is it a pain I'm hiding? Is it a pain that's very outright and I need everybody to know about it? Is it something that I'm not even viewing as a traumatic moment, but I'm making light of it even though I have my own like past? And I feel like with something like Nora, there's so many different ways I guess you can get like a performance out and a scene to be constructed. There's a millions of different ways, billions. And I guess, to have a director that is able to get that thorough line where they're like, this is the film. This is what's going to be, you know?
It's
really
it hasn't
impressive.
dawned on people yet because when people think cinema, when the people think cinema and they think director, they don't think clean. They don't think stripped out clean. They think moody, artsy. What's this director have to say about this thing in this the most artistic way? And that's not necessarily the case. You could tell a story that's clean cut, you trim the fat, and still make it so layered that it gets I wouldn't say lost, but it blends in to what he's trying to do. And he does it masterfully. I don't think I've been this excited other than maybe Damien Chazelle in terms of career because of how young he is and how much he's going to do for cinema. Ari Aster too, but Ari Aster hasn't gotten love at the Oscar. Next. And by the way, he's shooting his next film in like 2 weeks.
Really?
He's already on it. He's not waiting.
Like, pee real bad.
I'm so excited for Sean Baker's career, how young he is, how much he's going to do for cinema, and how much he's already accomplished. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
You guys want to know a little fun fact about Sean Baker? Just kidding.
It's really great.
Yeah, but backing off on what you said, that goes into the directing thing too. And that thing that you said that he talked to Mickey about this story a year before. Yeah. Like, dude, that's insane to understand that, like, because she plays a completely different character in Scream and Once Upon a Time.
And you build relationships that way, right? Like the dude who plays the babysitter guy, what's his face?
Fucking with the beard, right?
No, the other guy.
Or the bald guy?
He wasn't bald. No.
No, the priest.
That guy. He's been in every Sean Baker film ever.
Damn.
Again, he knew what he would. In fact, he's kind of the guy who gave him the idea for Honora.
Really?
Dude, I was
Yeah.
surprised that the mole was real when I saw him at the Oscars.
Yeah. I forgot his name, but like if you hear interviews with Sean Baker, he's like, this guy, we've worked on every film together. He's been in every single one of my films. And one time we are just getting together, drinking and shooting the shit. And he gave me the idea for Honora. Like
It's the same thing of, what is it called? Like Pixar, like, what if cars had feelings? What if feelings
Hold
had
on,
feelings?
from who?
What if prostitutes had feelings?
Right.
Like
No, where's the T in Pixar?
Pixar.
No. Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar.
Pixar.
Yeah.
By the
But
way,
no,
his
it
name
it
is
I mean,
Karen Carragillian.
Karen Carragillian. So yeah, he's
Karen.
been in every single film of Sean's.
By the way, real quick shout out. Thank you for joining Amor. I don't know if you left. I think you did.
Expose me like that. Okay.
But thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, no, but that's
missed
my
you.
bit, and you guys are right, and you're right, CK for sure. Just on that
I
front,
pee like
on
a camel.
casting and building relationships. I think
kept
is super
going.
crucial, man.
Yeah.
I think like it's something with me and Castro have been working on for a long time. I'm like, we haven't made a film in I don't know 5 films or so, but we have so much of a rapport and a shorthand that if I cast him in the next thing like this, it's because of how much of a relationship you've built with somebody that you get behind the camera. And you
Yes.
start figuring out what's really needed in front of the camera and how specific it is. And look at him, he's got this guy, this Armenian who doesn't deserve to be a lead in a film in most people's standards, but fucking killed.
Yeah.
Kind of a shocker that he wasn't nominated because he was phenomenal over Igor, I think, to an extent.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, that's a valid point. And that's a really beautiful thing as a director when you have an actor that you guys just understand, hey, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And you can avoid all the wishy-washy.
Yeah.
So where do you need to be right now? Because both of you guys already know exactly where. And it's
I
just
always
like,
tell
how can
Castro
we-
this, like he's the De Niro to my Scorsese because
Hell yeah.
they might not make a picture for 10 years, but
'Cause
the
he has
minute
a
they get
bad
together, boom,
Exactly.
home run.
I love that.
You know what I mean? It's what did you say, jackass?
Because he has a bad hip.
Dude, these hips are good enough for your mom, bro.
Oh my God! Hey,
And on that note, I think we can wrap up our Oscars recap, ladies
you
and
leave
gentlemen.
my sweet
For
mother
those who
out
are
of
still
this.
You leave my
here,
sweet mother out of
I
this.
don't know how we can ever tell these metrics, but we got some people still on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
On
on
YouTube.
Facebook,
Meg's still here.
YouTube. Thank you guys for
Meg.
tuning
You
in
guys are awesome for
and
sure.
let us know what you think.
Guys.
I can't stress that. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on here and talking cinema with us live. I just want
love
to
it.
share really quick. We are in our animation month for the podcast, so stay tuned for all of those episodes coming out.
Do you
We're
want to
gonna,
tell me what's coming out on Monday?
Oh,
on
that's-
Monday we're doing Shrek.
Hey, now you're
Yeah,
a rock
no,
star.
Yeah.
By the
We're
way,
kicking off
On
with
the
Shrek.
road again.
I will say that we recorded Shrek like the day before the
Yeah.
Shrek 5 trailer drop, which
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
did we plan it that way?
Yeah, no, we didn't. We had no idea.
It was crazy.
It's
It was like
pretty
we recorded it,
serendipitous.
and then I woke up, and then everybody was like talking about what is it
Zendaya.
called?
The 3D. Or
Yeah.
whatever. No,
That-
but yeah,
that's
the
nuts.
Shrek kicks off our animation month. And then we'll also be having a special guest that we can already confirm. I think we're just settling dates.
Yeah.
But Zach Pastro is going to come on and curate
No
a
way.
film.
Director of Weird
Yeah,
Kids.
director of the Weird Kids
You guys
and
can't
among
miss
other great
Award-winning
films.
film, The Weird
And
Kids.
the Lost Pick will also be coming up after that, but it's going to be really great. So animation month, and then we get into international foreign cinema month. So yeah,
And
please
then we get
please
into
tune in
Lornos.
for
They're kinda like
everything.
pornos, but-
Everything that we're doing for the WatchTower Film Podcast. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
John Gon says, in all seriousness, I know you guys have different ideas about how you rate films and how I rate films. I feel like Carlos and Delal see a 10 out of 10 as this unseen level of cinema, and mine is different. Yeah, that's cool.
Hey,
John Gon,
you know
for sure.
what? I will say that, and you've seen our episodes, John Gunn, but
Yeah.
like we do rate things a 10, but and you
Or
probably
we don't.
No,
Hardly.
It's rare.
No,
It's rare.
but we do give things a 10.
Yeah, sure.
We have given.
In the Mood for
I
Love,
will
Reformed
say
Trilogy.
that when, like,
Cable
especially
guy.
like the Oscars, it's been this way.
Cable Guy's 10, bro.
Okay.
She broke the meter almost at 11. Bro.
Hey, you know what?
Keep going
God
with your
bless.
thought. Keep
Keep
going with your
going,
thought.
keep going.
I broke your mom's meter.
God bless.
But
My mom doesn't have a meter, bro.
No, I
Because he
broke it.
broke it.
Swing it.
All right.
No,
Sorry,
but
go.
I will say this, and I felt this with the Oscars this year, and I've been feeling it more and more as I watch movies. It gets really, really challenging with these ratings because we've seen so much, and we're covering so much distance, like from the first film that we did on the podcast all the way to like the films that we did for the Oscars. It does become crazy, but I do think that every filmmaker, every person who goes out and watches movies, like it doesn't matter if you make films or you just watch films.
Yeah.
I think the more movies you watch, the better informed you'll be, so that way better movies can keep being made.
Absolutely.
I think the more you just say like, oh, I'm just going to trust like the studios for like the franchises or trust the studios to like pump out a good film, like you're just going to passively accept that bad films can be made and we'll pay money for them. But like a year like this year, it was the filmmakers saying that we want to support independent films, but then also the audience is saying that we're ready for that.
Yeah.
We're ready to see
We're ready
movies
to
that are
see.
original
Yeah.
and different, and we don't want to just be spoon-fed
Absolutely.
the next franchise film. And sure, they gave nods to like the next Bond films that are coming out and all that kind of stuff, but like we're excited to see more independent cinema come up. We're excited for more independent stories, and I'm glad that this year did that. You know?
Absolutely. No, it was, we can't stress that enough. This year's Oscars revalidates independent storytellers. It revalidates original stories. I've been talking about this ad nauseum for a long time on this podcast on how like my favorite era of cinema is the film school brats, you know, because not just because it's Scorsese, but because that's when the studios were like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Can you guys take over for a little while? Because we need original shit. And I feel like that renaissance is coming back to cinema.
I really like what he just said. There's no right way to love cinema.
Absolutely.
Like we're just here because we all love it, and we're all here to
Yeah.
make some good fucking movies.
So I think
way to
that
end it.
renaissance is going to be
Love you,
really
Jung-Un.
special. The Oscars revalidates that. So we thank all of the filmmakers this year for doing your best to bring
100%.
original stories on an indie front. 60% of the best picture nominees were fucking indies. And again, more percentage of that won. So let's just let's just celebrate that, please, because it's amazing.
And for companies like us that are still trying to make movies,
Yeah.
and all across the nation, all across the world, these small groups of people with passion and original stories,
More passion.
like it's so
More
exciting
energy.
to see that these are going to be the films that are going to get made, and that we're going to like really reach and try to produce. You know?
Meg said, no, that's real. There are too many remakes, no more originals. Absolutely.
Yeah.
On John Gons, no, there's no wrong way to love cinema.
That's
There's
the
no
way
right
to
way
end
to
it.
love cinema. So that's a great note to end on. Thank you guys for tuning into the WatchTower Film Podcast live edition.
We will still be doing lives every now and then. We might do
let us know how you guys feel.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just like
We might
fuck
do the
around
little
and-
short lives, like the little ones, like right before we film an episode. But yeah, little pocket
Shout
lives.
out to CK, who's been doing all of our social media lately and has been fucking killing on just
That
letting you
dude.
guys know what we're
How
up to.
can you
Let us
not
know if you
like
guys like
that
that.
dude,
Again, thank you guys for tuning in and tune in on Monday. We got another great episode and we're lining up some other great guests for
Yeah.
the Tower Cast too. So stay tuned for that.
Please tune in for our animation. All of our social medias will keep being updated by the great CK, Eric, and
Thank you for tuning in to the WatchTower Film Podcast. Good night.
thank you guys.
And keep
Who's
joining the
Mo?
conversation.
CK, who's been doing all of our social media lately and has been fucking killing on just
That
letting you
dude.
guys know what we're
How
up to.
can you
Let us know
not
if you guys
like
like
that
that.
dude,
Again, thank you guys for tuning in and tune in on Monday. We got another great episode and we're lining up some other great guests for the Tower Cast too. So stay tuned for that.
Please tune in for our animation. All of our social medias will keep being updated by the great CK, Eric, and
Thank you for tuning in to the WatchTower Film Podcast. Good night.
thank you guys.
Who's Mo? CK, who's been doing all of our